Okay, ready? 3, 2. Yes, you are. And welcome to Talking Trek with Tupper. I couldn't say dinner or supper. It's actually hot to eat, isn't it? Who just made this? Hello! We made pasta because this is... You know, the time zone thing in the UK means it's quite early for us. It's fine for all of you guys, so it kind of skewed all of our metrics of when things are. Hi, Marie!
Hi!
Welcome to the internet. I know you guys can't see this. We have so many bottles of so many booze and drink. This desk is somewhat wrecked already, so that's great. Let's see if we can actually hear us, because I don't know if we can when things are. Hi, Marie.
Hi.
Yeah, we can hear you. Both of us. Hello, how's it going, everybody? We are talking about all the things, and you're going to abuse us or not. That's kind of up to you guys. Yes, live on the YouTubes with Marie. Marie, introduce yourself, and how do we know you?
What do you mean, how do you know
We
me?
being the internet. How might the internet know you through me, through anything?
I know you.
This is called vamping, so I can promote it.
I'm not very good at that, so hi.
So I'm saying, who are you?
I'm his girlfriend, so yay, hi. I'm sure some of you have seen me before.
Yes.
Know of me, if not.
Yes.
It is the evening.
Dan, it's about the ships. We're gonna look at them. We're gonna drunk. We're gonna ships. We're gonna look. We're gonna have. Oh no, Olivia. Oh, it's your job.
I've never seen this.
Sound low. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm only at -25
What does that mean?
decibels.
Oh.
Okay. So, yeah, the aim is to maybe drink her booze, give her booze.
But it's funnier if you do.
And it's Olivia. Currently a bus driver. Hi Chuck. Thanks Chuck. So yeah, I need to promote this. So yeah, tell us about ships. What do you know about starships? What do you think about starships in the most the most abstract question known to man? What do you know about starships?
There's lots of different shapes of starships, which is cool. I like how they all look different. The different races and that have different ships, which is cool. And I don't know how you remember them all.
Well, you say that, but you know, you work in a drugs company and you know drug names. And,
yeah, that's true.
And I mean, you sort of learn things.
Yeah, that's true. You've been doing it for a very long time, so obviously you pick it up.
And like, how many book characters do you know the names of? Just
yeah, that's true.
So it's variable. We all have our thing. Ships, drunkenness, and Marie.
Yeah.
With a capital would probably be nice.
It's alright, I don't mind.
Well, you know me and my spelling or lack thereof.
Yeah. It's okay, you try.
Yeah, I just work on many things. My brain goes 1,000,000 miles an hour. So yeah, who was here for our 4-hour live yesterday? It was such an ordeal. It feels like it was a long time ago, but also it really wasn't. And it's funny because you were obviously in the other room because you were actually here for that.
Yes.
And so you heard my. You heard the one side of the conversation, so you heard silence. I know, right, Stuart? Like the photon to that must be kind of odd if you like sit down and listen for a second. Must be kind of odd. Or do you just tune me out entirely?
They're both.
Like just
Sometimes put headphones on and just can't eat.
But we got our first booze. You can. I thought you were leaving a booze glass.
This is lemonade.
Oh.
I have to put the booze in it.
Okay, you can create our booze drinks. I will trust you with my bladder, my
Your liver.
Yeah. Hi,
Don't
Donnie,
think
and
I'm
yes,
on the thing.
indeed. Yes, Trekyards. Yes, we should. Boy, because of you guys, I have so many ships to render. My God, we had like 9 new captains yesterday, which is outstanding, and I have so many. We had so many ships. We're entirely out. That's amazing. And so literally, I have to go in and I have to start looking at all the ships I have in the many episodes. And first, a lot of fan films I do. I can pull some cool stuff. Thank you.
Yeah,
Cheers. Chin chin. 10 pounds. But that saves it 'cause it's not as strong as it could be. Oh dear.
Bus driver.
Olivia Julius, $10. What does she say, Marie?
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. What did she say? No, you have to read it out. You're the super chat reader.
Oh, the whole thing. Oh.
Yes. Thank you.
Only a bus driver. I'm sorry, only a bus driver. Am I going to allow you to insult her that way? Him. Not only a bus driver. Public transportation is very important.
It is astounding. I mean, come on. HGV drivers during the pandemic, literally the lifebloods of every single country.
Exactly.
Because, I mean, a teacher can work from home. A teacher can say, oh, I went to the office 1 day a week. But if you don't get the food in the stores, everybody starves to death.
Yeah.
That's a really hard way of saying it, but it's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
buses are very important.
And buses too, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like, people who run that service is very, very important.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. All right, £10.
Oh, damn.
Boom. Burnsy, question. Who is Marie? Marie, who is Marie?
I am me.
Yeah. You're a cat.
I'm
sometimes.
your girlfriend.
Yes.
That's about it.
Your second time live on Trekyards.
Yes. It's very strange. I'm not used to it. I don't do this sort of job.
You don't like people looking at you, but you've got 61 faces right now staring at you.
Yeah,
on their phones.
it's very surreal. Hi.
Oh, do I say a silly joke about that?
I feel like you have to,
Okay.
but I don't know what I want you to.
There might be 1 or 2 people who are currently on the toilet watching us on their phone.
I mean, you do you. Whatever.
Exactly. Oh, Captain enjoys the course as well. Hey, awesome. Oh, yes, it's the Forge Sisters. Yeah. But I'm definitely need to do a few ships. I know I've got an Oberth coming. Because I don't want to mix and match ships specifically. I'm tempted though. See what you guys think who are here.
Disgusting.
Do I include a bird of prey? Do Klingon shaps? Do Klingon shits? No. Do Klingon ships count? I think they do. I think a Klingon ship would include as part of the fleet. There's sort of a bird of prey, the green bird-looking one. I mean, it's famous in its own way.
I've definitely seen it, but I'm not very.
Yeah. But I've got to think of 9 new ships to add that you guys want to see. I am probably going to include the Valiant from DS9 because I think that's a bit cheeky to include that. So I think I'm going to include that. Because that's a joke. You've got reader Slades. It's pretty funny. Out loud.
Yes, I know. You have to read it first.
Okay.
You're out of uniform, Commander. Captain Foley, you're looking different today. Thank you.
Trying to be different too.
Yeah, just a bit. And I'm teleported to the UK.
Boy, all that super chat budget got Stuart to the UK, a sex change, an age reduction,
Hair growth.
hair growth. Oh yeah. Ginger. That's the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Dyed
Braces
hair.
for some reason. Like
Fun
just
times, why not?
I mean, doing everything else. Might as well. Well, you're the best you ever looked, Stuart.
Thank you so much.
You're
I'm
welcome.
gonna tell Stuart you said that.
You should. How do you take that though?
I mean,
Good.
you have your own special bromance.
Yes, we do. God, we have a few plans to do some at least a meetup this year, in Canada, and that'll be firestorm. The words. There's an expression.
Exciting?
Well, yes, but there's an expression I was trying to use. But Captain Stewart says.
Don't forget the Constitution class.
Yeah, I'm going to include either Excalibur, the Congo, or the Farragut. But I can't include the Enterprise because they're a ship. And Christopher!
Don't forget the most famous American bus driver who ever existed, Ralph Cramden. I hope that's correct.
I think must be. And then...
And me, Drew.
Yes! Good. Because
Thank you.
these do always work better if you force us to drink alcohol straight away. So if you can throw in some more... I mean, you guys are doing great already. That helps straight away. Case Stuart, Excelsior 2. Probably go there. Oh, Ptolemy. That's a good interesting choice. Do I have a Ptolemy?
I don't know. What does that one look like?
Isn't it a cool word though, Ptolemy?
I would not have spelled it like that, yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's literally
Interesting.
the freighter, the hauler.
Oh.
Yeah, but it kind of works. That's a better render. Yeah, like it's simple, but it's like it kind of works. It's kind of nice. I like its functionalness, and it just like
It's like a
detaches.
train a bit. Like this one. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, I like a functional design where it's like, oh, I get why that's there. Actually, I'm not going to find that in quick succession. Now, this is a question for you. You ready for this?
Yeah, sure.
Rob, GB, Enterprise D or G in the hidden dock in the museum, or both? What do you think?
Both.
There we go, both.
I don't know. Is that cool?
I don't know. We don't know. I mean, it's going to be the D, but the G. Well, I mean, the G should be somewhere. Maybe. I don't know.
If it's a museum, would they not have all of them?
Well, the G's the new one.
Oh.
And by new,
I
I
mean they'll have it eventually.
True.
If they don't have it already.
Before,
Surely that's the point of a museum,
yeah,
surely.
before it's built, it's in the museum. What? They're forward thinking. They're getting there early.
Well, don't they do some like time travel stuff?
Oh, we did that last season. I don't think they'll do time travel.
Well, no, I'm just talking.
Sure.
Not canon.
But I know that yeah. Or Trek shorts.
Yeah, true.
Hey, for a time travel plot.
Oh no.
I never do time. Yeah. Dig dig. Boop. And Stuart always shows what we're drinking as well. Show off the booze part. He's always like Crown Royal or something.
Where is it? Got this. It's some Mandarin gin.
Mm-hmm.
It's very sweet. It's quite nice.
And it's special edition. Should I tell the funny story about how we got it?
Yes.
So Marie liked it. We got one, tried it. We liked it. It was really good. We had like an anniversary dinner date, and we just like downed like a third of a bottle. And it's only in one store, in one specific store, a bigger version of a store, like a supermarket. And then I got you 2 as a present because I wanted to.
No.
Was it a Valentine's present?
You didn't get me 2 as a present.
I know. I did get you 2 as a present.
You did.
It was like a Valentine's present. That was the initial thing. And then I went to the shop the next day because I had to get stuff for normal dinner. And I got another 2. And then we went together and I got you another 3. No, was it 4? Oh, no, it was 4. I got the last... So I bought Marie like 8 bottles of gin over the course of a week.
I don't think I'm ever going to need to buy any more.
They are good, though.
It is very
They're
nice.
very
Would
drinkable.
recommend if you're in the UK.
So if you somehow can go back in time, find limited edition booze and get it. Yeah. My bank statement's going to be like, why is he poisoning himself with gin? 8
Presents.
bottles.
Just tell them it's presents.
Well, exactly.
Don't have to know it's just for one person.
Yes. Jordan, Oberth is a weird class of ship. It is pretty weird. And again, I love the name Oberth. I'm just trying to spell briefly. Look at that.
Sort of similar, different shape. Nice.
It's weird, isn't it? It's almost not Star Trek, but you kind of see the logic. There's a saucer, but it's in a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Now, the obvious question: how do you get from the top to the bottom of the ship?
Teleport.
There we go.
Is that correct?
I mean, it must be.
Oh.
That's the thing. People ask that, but it's like, well, obviously there must be a way, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they can teleport down to planets. Surely they can teleport between ships. I don't know.
Yeah, and also there's we think there's a little hatch where like a turbolift just connects and you just go down.
Yeah, could be.
I mean, how often are you going to move around the ship all the time? Not all the time.
Well, yeah, surely people have their jobs and they stay in.
See, exactly. That's what I said to Mum the other day. It's like, oh, look those stairs. It's like, yeah, but you're going to spend 8 hours on that bit and then walk out. It's not that much of a hassle. Mark Lawrence, who's a president. Oh my goodness.
I feel like that's a question for you.
So if I were creating my second account to an Admiral, which is a hell of a lot of support a month, my goodness, I'm going to drink for the concept of that. My goodness. Could I maybe perhaps have a 26th century Congo class and... Oh, well, there you go. That's the official drink.
And, me.
What is a 26th century Congo class? Mark, what are you even on about? I don't even know what that means. I mean, maybe. I know that technically you can't pick the ship. And when we had like 5 captains, there was less ships. Is there a ship you have in mind for this? Because that's confusing me, and that's me saying that. Oh no, look at who's saying this. Oh, Olivia again. What's Olivia saying? $5, which is the simple drink. You've obviously only got the big drink right now. Where's your simple drink?
This is my simple drink.
Oh, okay. Ah, funny. What does Olivia say?
The USS Indianapolis is the best ship in the Trekyards lineup.
Do you know why?
Why is that?
She's captain, or on at least. Yes.
Well, you've got to love your own ship.
It's also Emma's ship. As in, that's her ship.
Is it?
Because I use the
I've definitely seen that one
I use the
then.
Trek shorts bed emotions.
Of course you did.
I had to take the time. I had to make.
I
No, I do agree, Christopher. Tommy's a good idea. So, Jason, how big a Trek fan is Marie? That is $1 million question, but for free.
I've not seen a lot of it, but I like so far.
God, it's reversed.
What are you doing?
I need to room. There you go.
Okay. Yeah. What I've seen is good so far. I've not seen too much. I've seen random episodes of the new stuff, and I'm making my way through TOS at the minute, so...
I didn't even necessarily ask.
Yeah, but in your brain, I feel like you subliminally messaged me.
But I didn't technically ask.
No, you didn't. But
that's the important
it's
thing.
a big part of your life, so I feel like...
Is it?
I kind of had to...
I mean,
look at the wall.
I mean,
look at your job.
Look
at your, your, what's it called? Downtime. What do? Oh, make Trek shorts. More. So you can't tell me you don't love it.
Yes. So I'm a filmmaker.
Yeah, it's good.
It's very refreshing to work in your own version of the Trek universe.
It's something different.
And so I think it's fair to say you actually genuinely appreciate it, but you haven't seen lots.
Yeah. I get why it's good. I get why a lot of people rave about it.
Yeah.
It's good so far.
I mean,
a lot of people, maybe not so much the newer stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone
And it must be
has their
kind of
own.
odd though, because like obviously you've before me you heard of Star Trek obviously, and I know your mum watched it, and it was. So how was that like when you were growing up in the world? Because obviously for us it's always been in our life, but how was that when you were young in any form?
I remember it being on TV, but I was quite young, so I didn't actually like sit there and watch it. As more of an active child, like I go outside. No, I don't go outside. I read books and I watch TV.
An active child.
Not very excited. Yeah, just play in the garden. It's great.
With the doggies.
Yeah. No, I don't do that. Yeah, it's good.
But I mean, it wasn't. I assume it was just another show to you. Like there wasn't anything innately special about it. Yeah.
It was like all those other ones, like Buffy was just on. Like Farscape, it was just on.
Yeah, good reference.
Yeah.
But did you know it was important?
No.
Not
no
even from
idea.
a social perspective.
No.
Oh, okay. So you didn't know about the first interracial kiss or all that stuff?
No.
The socials, really? Okay.
No.
So I know your mum did. Like she must have. She
Yeah,
didn't
but
talk
it's
about
different.
it.
Like she's adult as a child. We don't
Yeah.
really.
Well, yeah. When you were 3, just so you know, there's this one
The world's
TV
a very
show.
different place from even 20 years ago.
Yeah.
People talk about that stuff now. We didn't tend to do that.
Yeah, that's fair. They were worried about you paying bills more, which were much lower. But yeah, good question. Come on, do you have Enterprise Vulcan ship to add? Hey, Gorgonzola, I could. Hey.
Gorgonzola, great name.
I know we have some very very good names in our Trekyards fan base. I like that. I could add a Vulcan ship. You wouldn't probably the Vulcan ship and like Klingons that you wouldn't be able to see the name. But do you guys mind? If you don't mind, I can do some fun ships. I like the Vulcan. I can show you.
Yes, you can show me. That'd be nice.
And you guys remember, we are pushing the boundaries a little bit. We are doing costume changes for $50 or 60. But we do like doing that in concept.
Concept.
That's the Vulcan Dakir. It's a ring ship.
Yes. I think I've seen this before.
Yeah, you have to.
I probably have.
It's nice.
I'm not very good at connecting the names with the ship.
Oh, why would you? Yeah.
No.
I think it's nice though.
Yeah,
It's got its own
cool. It's
style.
interesting shape.
Yeah, it's different.
I think that about all of them though. They're all quite different.
Yeah, they try.
Yeah.
Springfield class, haven't got one of those unfortunately. Kirk's and Reserve.
You read a lot faster than I do.
Well, we're used to it. Grant McGregor, $10.
Yes. Do you? Oh, thank you. I was going to read it.
Please.
Do you remember the episode Relics?
Yep.
Do you remember the part where Picard and
Sorry.
Picard and Scotty are talking about in the holodeck? Do you remember Picard saying how he saw a Connie in the Fleet Museum?
Oh yeah, yeah. We said he did tours or something. That is actually kind of crazy. It must be the same one. Yeah.
Interesting.
They've been talked. I mean, they're like obviously a giant space organization that's 300 years old would have an epic museum.
Of course, yeah.
And most ships don't get blown up, but most survive, give or take.
You'd think so.
I mean, I know you like museums in general.
Very interesting.
So being able to go to that, and I mean, a holodeck is a weird one because I feel a holodeck, and you know what a holodeck is, obviously.
Yeah.
You can make everything, but it. I mean, this is an interesting psychology question for you. If you can make anything, but you know it's not real, but it is the correct proportions, and you guys in the chat as well, versus walking on the real one, but it's already more scuffed and maybe smells a bit bad. How much more value add? Say one took 10 hours to get to, one you could do in your living room or next door.
I don't know. It's more of an experience, I think, if you do it in real life. I think so.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
I know I'm not religious, but I think it's a religious experience in a spiritual sense. Like you're seeing the real. This is truly what it is. There's a great scene in First Contact, which is the second TNG movie, when they go back in time and they find the very first warp ship, the one that started the entire legacy of Trek. And so Captain Picard, who's Patrick Stewart,
yes,
he touches the rocket, and it's a really nice little moment because it's actually a real nuclear rocket, the kind of real silo because it was it's cool. So he touches it, and Data, the android, the yellow skinned android, he walks up and he's like, oh sorry, so he holds it too, and he's like, yes, it's 20% metal, and he reads it out, and Picard's like, shush, feel it for a second. This is history, and it's not just museum history where it's been stuck for 30 years. This is the moment of I know it's all in your brain, but it's just there's something bonus special. Sorry. Wow, you don't know what you talk about until you get into it, do you?
No.
That's super interesting. Toe of down the pylon for the Oberth. Yeah. Okay, Dan. Let's have a look. 22nd century. We haven't even seen it. Congo, right. I haven't got that. I'm sorry. And that's a weird one to build. I'm sorry, Mark. I'm sorry. General Grievous. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's General Grievous. We loved General Grievous, right? I mean, from Star Wars, right? Yeah. The robot, 4-armed robot.
Sure.
Oh, hold on, General.
No, I'm sure this happened last time. I remember. Oh yeah, I get you.
General Grievous. He has a cold blood for some reason. It's really weird. Anyway, so he popped up on this channel literally as there's a robot in Prodigy who we call General Grievous, and this mother effer turns up. We're like, and we call him Dreadnought because that's the name of the character, and it's just amazing because it's like and he's great. He's very supportive. So, yeah, we are.
Hopefully, this USS Indy doesn't run into the sharks.
There's actually a shark team in Yorktown, Time to Heal. So I could I do their CGs. I've got their spaceships. I could actually make them be attacked by sharks. Yeah. Casey, Samuel, would the USS Defiant Constitution class be hero? No. I could totally do that. That's a good shout. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I would write that down, but I think I'll remember that. Oh, Olivia, once again making us feel the pain, but I think you should drink on that as well.
Ah, yes. When does your next Trek short come out?
Next Friday, hopefully. Hopefully. It's currently on Music Past 2, meaning I've heard it. It's good. Very emotive. We've already talked about this a little bit, but it's the Star Trek Generations documentary, which is a bit elaborate, a bit extreme. It's long, in a good way. Yeah, it hopefully people like it. I think it'll be more controversial than other ones because it's a bit more emotion based versus because it's not a story we are learning, it's a story we know. So the audience have preconceived notions versus that's cool. Moving on. So I really hope people like it because it was a hard one to write. I remember I invented it while biking one day.
Oh dear. Of course you did.
Yeah. I was like, I need to get Marcus back for something else. Let's write a new film, as I often have to do for good budget use. I just talked to you about something. I remember that, and I said, I'll go on my bike, see you soon. Got on my bike, biked, and I pretty much had the entire story in my head by the end of the bike. It was a good 45-minute bike, but it was a good way of focusing because you sort of on the road, but also not. Hopefully soon. Yeah. Let's have it. Thank you. Raj is a mega regular. Good to see you. He says, greetings, Samuel, Marie, and fellow Trekyards. Bolivia once again.
Sam, for $50, are you going to wear your TOS scant? And then I drink.
Yes, you do.
Thank you so much again.
No, but Marie has a TOS uniform.
Oh, yes.
I have a TOS uniform. We could in theory be matching, but that's a bit weird. So we do have TOS. I do have TNG Season 1, but I would not pay money for a scant. Do you know what a scant is?
No.
A scant is a male skirt. Because they believe in equal opportunity, which is fine. So for the first season TNG, you saw background extras who are men walking long skirts.
Sure.
Well, exactly.
That's what you want to do.
Well, I think I ordered it probably. Like,
Do you even have one?
no, I wouldn't buy one. It is an in-joke. And quite a lot of the gay community conventions wear them as like a funny meta reference. It's like, ah, we...
Well, yeah, why would you?
Yeah, and it's kind of
Why
cute. Briefly, Arc Fury, it's a cool name. Talking about old ships, I see the ship battle being Worf in the Defiant. Ooh! Oh! Worf in the Defiant, Seven in Voyager, Riker on the Titan, Picard captain the... Ooh! I've not considered that. Well, hell, that's ambitious. Worf would know the Defiant. That's interesting. Expensive. I don't think so. Although green screen it, you could green screen it. I might have said that before. That's interesting. DW.
Oh, girlfriend.
Yes. And Drone Griffiths is sad, you know who he is.
I'm sorry. I definitely remember from last time.
Yeah. Chase, Commander, how old are you? I hope all's well. 29. How old are you?
28.
There you go. I think you got double answers for the win.
Yeah.
A Stargazer, thoughts on Data will be more data or a bit of a reset or personalities? Ooh, it'll be a fun amalgam, man. It'll be weird. So Data's obviously Android man.
Yes.
In the last episode, he just got given his, well, I'm simplifying it, but he got a new body. But he got his brother, his daughter, his dad, and his brother-in-law's human brain put in a new body with him. It sounds worse when we say it like that, to be honest. And so now the idea.
Sounds a bit confusing.
Yeah. Well, the idea was that they are. Oh, we're good. Thanks, Chase. Yeah, the idea was that the dad, the real brother-in-law in biology, he's a human. He thought, rather than being a gift to the universe, myself to live on, let me make an amalgam of all of my granddad's creations. Thinking it'd all like meld. But they didn't. They all said, no, we're all real people too. So now there's a fight in his brain. It's a good storyline. It'll be really fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It is. It is. And it's episode 6. And also Nick Kirk from Star Trek Intrepid will be joining us nearer the second half. I'm going to bring up a ship as well because we are going to... Sorry. We're going to show off some yet to be seen, because Stuart's not here, shots from future Trekyards episodes this week. We have a big old thing. So I'm excited to do this, so we can do some comparisons. We are going to look at ships in a detailed... Nope, that is not the right one. That is also not wrong. Okay. I was in the wrong thing entirely. Ignore me. Talk to the chat.
Talk to the chat.
It's like talk to the hand, but better, because it's live.
Thanks, Olivia. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm not here. I'm not hostage. It's okay.
Well, that's reassuring. I was worried there for a bit.
Wow.
Wow. Dear me.
I'm the one with the car.
You are. Very useful car. Anyone say anything?
Yes, I'm just reading.
Yes.
Do I have a favourite ship? I don't know.
I mean, we always joke about look behind you.
I know. Oh, that's true.
Yeah. It's a very useful thing.
I feel
to
like
have
every time you open your model ones, I'm always like, oh, that was a really nice one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice one. But I can never remember what they're called.
That is fair. Where is that?
I don't know.
Oh, thanks, Mark.
Which one do I like?
Okay, I can.
Remember.
I could do one, Mark, but I feel. Well, no, yeah. You're okay, Mark. Yeah, we'll do Enterprise J. Yeah. I don't know if you're gonna get the Enterprise J, but I'll do Enterprise J. But wait until for his special mega flyby. Oh, nice. But wait until Stuart's on live to do that because he'll love that. Yeah, I can put a J in. All right, so. Oh, Aaron, Andy, good news. Picard Season 3 is Paramount Plus top rated show. Really? I'm surprised by the quality, but I thought it was lower rated than that. Just because, like, Grey's Anatomy will have more views because it's more general.
Yeah.
It's always going to happen, right? That's fine. Paramount execs are happy with the show. I'll tell Terry and Taos about Star Trek Legacy series. Good. Do it.
Cool.
Do it. we want to see it. We want to see it. Oh, Jason, I really do think you guys are the best Trek channel on YouTube. Look at you getting all the credit. Look at you.
I didn't do anything.
All the years of doing this. Thank you.
That's you, not me.
Because we do try. We try and be fair.
Really good.
We try and be balanced. We try and be all the stuff. And Mark, I don't know how to change the textures on that ship, but to be fair, you can't see them, so it can be whatever you want. Ask Stuart what we want the name to be. We'll throw it in for you. So this is a little bit hard to see. I do realise. Oh.
Look, I can do what?
to do the channel.
Oh goodness.
Oh no, Mark! I said wait for. Oh. Mark, I said wait for Stuart. Oh, sorry. Cool. Right, that's another ship to do. God damn it. Okay. I don't want. Such a double-edged sword, isn't it? Okay. Universe class and. God, so many. Talk about the colonies in a second. Though, Scratchy Toy Dad. I'm going to drink just for that. Jesus. What DS9 characters do you hope will show up? Now, I have thoughts. Let's show you the entire cast and you can pick someone randomly.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to answer? Okay, cool. Can do.
And I will let them know who you mean. So this is the entire DS9 cast. Who would you like to show up again? Worf, Kira, Bashir, Cisco, Dax, who's dead, Quark, Jake, Odo.
I recognise this one and this one.
Cool. Who do you want to show up then?
I like his makeup. It's cool.
Worf's already back. He's in the show the whole time. Because he's a TNG cast member too. So you're actually right.
Yes.
She did show up again. Yeah.
I guess this one.
Quark.
Yes.
He just came back in Holodecks and it was great.
Oh.
But it's cartoon
I
though,
know.
so.
I quite like the alien makeup. They're always really well done.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we've chatted to Michael Westmore who did them, and such a humble guy. I mean, to be that creative and that amazing guy. I mean, I would say you can cancel, but Sam, I was assigned to a ship and use it in Trek short. Will the captain be named? I don't know what you mean. Sam, I was assigned to a ship and you use it in Trek short. Will the captain be named? Which ship, Casey? I don't know all the captains because I don't need to. You know, the irony is, and this is probably a little bit funny to you, we as the Trek audience, we say to people who worked on the show, oh, why don't you think about this and this and this, right? And we've interviewed designers and asked these hard questions. And as soon as I do my own stuff, people ask me, well, what's the ship captain? I say, well, I didn't need it for the story, so I didn't think about it. And I had other things to do. Instantly you relate to them. Because of course, you don't need to know it unless it's in the story. Which is why suddenly you have these random detail points of like, well, why is that important? Oh, it's in one story. I relate to them so much more. Like even my Horizon, I don't know what the crew number is. It's my ship, I don't know. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I should know that, but it's stress. Oh, well, I'm going to drink it for you as well. But Sebastian, as well.
Defeats the point.
No, double the point. Now that's the chap. That is still you that I stay with in Germany. Lovely guy. We had a lovely few chats. Talked about politics while eating Thai food. Remind me, it was you. Remind me, because I think you've changed your name. You was I know it was years ago. I think it was
Quite a few years ago.
also
Wasn't that
booze.
long ago.
No, I mean his name change.
Ah.
But no, FedCon was pre-pandemic by a year,
Yeah.
so 4 years, 3 years.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
The pandemic wipes out years
Yep.
of my memory.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's like Discovery, not Showman's Engineering. Yeah, for sure. Hi Nick, how's it going? Have you had dinner? We were having dinner. You not had your dinner though.
I ate some.
Okay, good. Ah, you got it, Burnsy. You got it. That's the hint. That's two, Chase. That's two. I know, Dan, but they lie. He was saying actors said he's not on the show, but it's like you're under NDA contract. It's a spoiler. It's a giant reveal for fans. Would you tell people? Oh, I'm in 6 episodes. Why would you tell people?
Surprise.
More, please.
Surprise is better.
Yeah, surprise are better. There's a joke about it's okay, Star Trek, the second new film, where the director, where it was kind of obvious that the villain felt like he was playing Khan, who was the big villain from Star Trek 2, the original 2, so 2 and 2, and but it was weird because he was he's Benedict Cumberbatch, so he's a lanky white guy versus a strong Indian warlord. The vibe was weird, but he felt something about him was Khan-esque. Well, Nick, no one's donated for a costume yet. That's not on us. Oh, the L cars came off. Look at the L cars. 50 for a costume change. Guys, somebody get me in a costume because Nick wants to be in costume too. I have no shame. I'm a hooer. A costume hooer. Anyway.
Sorry.
So anyway, the director said, "It's not Khan. His name's John Harrison. He was Khan."
Oh.
So it's like, a director literally lied to everybody in the world, but it's okay because it was a spoiler. But also, we didn't know it was. You know what I mean? It's a. And the joke being is in the movie, literally, right? The scene is, he's in prison, and our leads, and he says this, "My name is Khan." And they're like, okay, who's that? But it's played for the audience because we know who Khan is, and it's such a like it doesn't make sense in the scene really, but it's funny. But it's just like it's just. Do you like the acting, by the way?
Sure, very good. Well done.
Thank you. I was trying to vibe the scene as well. I know, Nick.
I'll watch it eventually.
It'll be great. You're gonna love it. Well, at least the original. Somebody, $50, and I can uniform. I've got one lined up, Nick. A brand new one. I haven't been this one on. I have not been in this costume yet on a Trekyards live. That's what we're doing here. Yeah. $50 and I'll jump in that. Because Nick's going to jump in about 18 minutes. So,
Math great.
uniform. Yep, math great. Uniform. So anyway, so this is a funny. I need to get a picture as well. So this is the first ship I want to talk about, and this is interesting. Hopefully for you as well, a little bit. God, it's so weird that we're not using the second screen because I can just put anything anywhere. That's so weird. So when you recognise this old girl or old girls.
Yes.
So which one looks better? That's an interesting question. For any reason,
no.
there's no right or wrong answer. It's purely perspective. Which one looks nicer and why?
No.
If there's any reasons.
That's a difficult choice because they both look good for different reasons.
See, that's why I'm asking.
I like the top one.
Okay.
Which one's that?
New Jersey.
Oh, yeah, that's my answer.
Why?
I like texturing better.
Okay. What do you mean?
It looks more panelly on the top part. Yes. I don't know.
Does it feel more real?
Yeah, I think so. That's good. I think so. That's what I think.
So does the bottom one not feel real? Or does it just feel less real?
I think if I saw the bottom one by itself, it would look real, but then you see it against the other one. And it's like, oh, it doesn't look quite as real as the other one. But they still both look real.
Right,
the other one just looks more textury.
Okay.
Did you do them both or just one?
No, just the bottom one.
Just the bottom one. Trick me.
No, it wasn't. No. Because I try and match angles.
Yeah.
So the top one is from Picard.
Yeah.
The bottom one is a my render to match lighting and angle. Although I couldn't match the hard shadow. However much I tried, I couldn't match it, which I thought was odd.
It doesn't look bad on your one though.
No, it's because
just different.
And then you guys can see there's a hard light, which I think I read.
This one goes up higher than you. This one is gentler.
It does. That's what I mean. But look, I've pretty closely matched how it like hits the top of the saucer.
Yeah.
Like it's the same angle, and yet it's not making the same line, which I thought was just really interesting. But it's fun though. Like literally, you put the light. Like I've always sorry guys, but I mean you can see the deflector. I've almost got the exact same angle. I've matched of the. It's a little thing, but it's kind of nice. I can match, which shows how close they are because this bottom model is the original, real, legitimate model from the only times used in CG. So it's the only real model of the Defiant. Thank you. And one-time Enterprise. The top one has more texturing for sure because the argument was it wouldn't hold up in 4K like the bottom shot. But part of the appeal of the bottom one is how it looked originally, is that it's meant to be... There are subtle lines in the hull. Oh, do you see them? But they're like... they are painted, but they're meant to be very, very, very subtle.
Yeah.
The idea being is that the whole hull is not necessarily grown, but it's so advanced there needs to be no seams. Whereas the top one, it's almost as if there's just like you feel there's been plates stuck together, so it feels less advanced. That's the theory behind why it was clean, crisp lines. Right, what do you guys think? Let's see. Trekyards, is she actually here of her own free will, or was he gagged and
Press gang.
the cowboy thing?
I think people think things about you. Someone else asked that question.
It's a slight indictment, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm okay.
I believe you. Let's have a look. Yeah. Oh, that's okay. Welcome, Jessica. Welcome. Yes, Donna, indeed. Bottom, less game model, more realism. Oh, that's interesting. So that's Trekyards.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's a good point.
So now you say from a video game perspective, comparing them then with that slight slant.
That's a good point to make. It does, because it doesn't look not real. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It does look like a game. Like, yeah.
Is it because mine's cleaner?
Yes.
Yeah. Which is weird, isn't it? That would be.
Yeah, that is a great way to put it.
It's almost hyper real. It's trying to look real versus is real.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't look like a movie. It's not that level of quality. Because mostly in movies you would say, oh, it's a spaceship versus it's a game model.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love people's takes on these things because you wouldn't.
Yeah, obviously I didn't think of that. It's a great point to make.
Yeah. Oh, I just downloaded something again. Don't know.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just anyway. Let's see.
Buttons, gosh.
Ooh, Burnsy. They revived Kirk to get command codes to the A.
Ooh. Interesting.
That's interesting. Okay. Yeah. About lying. Oh, you can $5.
Okay, about lying. When Terry was asked about the Borg, he said the Borg from the second season are not returning, but he said that the other Borg are out there. That's ominous.
It's not lying.
It's not lying.
It's real. Where was the lie, Grant? You gave us money, so that's not a lie. Dear me. Ah, Nick. Well, look. We will, Nick. We will. At least I will. It's all good. It's all good. Andy, $5 as well. Thank you.
Why can't all Federation ships have a cloak? I just stuttered there. With Romulus destroyed, the Treaty of Algeron would no longer be in effect, right?
What do you think?
No? Yes? Maybe?
Some. Andy, we don't know. If they don't talk about it, it's hard to guess. I mean, okay, basically what he's saying is if France got destroyed, but all the French people left, would treaties with the French government still be in place, or would they all be disbanded?
That's a confusing question.
But do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
Like, if where they were made is gone, if the sovereign state is gone, if all the people in the government just moved to Germany...
Then surely it's Germany.
But the French government's in Germany now. Like, they're just refugees at that point. But why would
they're
all...
not the government of Germany. I'm confused.
No, I'm saying... Okay. So you got the French government, right?
Yes.
If French was going to blow up tomorrow...
Yes.
So France was gone.
Yes.
Black hole. Black crater.
Yeah.
But the French government moved to an island, to an unnamed island in the sea. Would the treaties set up with France in the past still be in effect because they were no longer a France? But still a French government, still French people.
I mean, do they call this other island France?
Doesn't matter.
France too.
Why would it matter? Still French. Still the government. Why would the name of the place?
It's a different place. It's not.
So you think the place? So the place name is what defines the treaty then versus the government.
No, the place where it is, not the place name.
But it's a treaty with the rest of the world, though. They're treaties with us to not do something.
I think everyone should be nice to each other.
But it's war tech though. It's a banning of war tech that's really dangerous that they have exclusive access to. The French do.
The French. God.
Damn the French. I see. It's tricky because I don't think that the fact that location is destroyed would devalue a treaty, because you've got to imagine there's thousands of treaties with thousands of people. But I would imagine that they would be pushed on it, like another government would say, is this still in effect? And they'd have to make an active yes, no. But if all of the laws broke down as soon as the planet was destroyed, that's a bad legal system. And I do not appreciate the way they approached it in season 1. They didn't really think it through. It feels like, in that they represented that if the home. So imagine a race has like 100 planets, right?
Yep.
and every planet has spaceships that can go to every other planet. Like, there's no limit of speed, right? If the home world, where they started, gets destroyed, and they knew about it for a month, so they moved people off that are important, why would the Empire be super damaged? Why would they be?
Oh yeah, that's a different question to what you said.
Oh, it is. But the way they presented it is that
just because the base one's gone, it's free game.
Yeah, but it's like, but the other 99 societies are the same.
Well, yeah, exactly. No,
like,
that's different then.
Yeah, I don't know why the way they presented it, because there was refugees we saw.
One. Yeah.
Especially like if it happened overnight and the government's gone, that's one thing. But they had a month. There's a silly plot in season 1 where they say we're building a fleet to rescue them, which obviously takes like a year. So we had a year of warning. Then how is there a threat if it blows up? Because everyone moved, not everyone, but all the important people, like the government's gone. If the government's moved, then they've already moved to planet B and it's fine. You know. Sorry, just that.
That's what Nick said.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's just a weird. So I do think the treaties will still be there. I can see Starfleet putting pressure to disband, maybe saying we'll give you help. We'll give you help to disband this, like a sort of blackmail in a sense. But apart from that, I think it'd still be in place, which is why they're wondering why there are cloaks that we have. That was a long answer, but anyway, Connie. Now, so if you guys look at the Connie. And I'll be controlling live here. What you guys can notice that we noticed, and this is all the minutiae stuff, so see if you can follow with me, Marie. Obviously, Passards are a bit different, which are the engine glowing things. They're different, but that's fine. They're always different. In theory, it's not the same ship, but it could be the same exact class. So there is that. It's not this. It could be a slightly tweaked version, but assuming it's meant to be the same class.
Right.
Assuming. Look at the windows. The red blinky, which is how they know like right from left, is right there on the end of the saucer on the original, and now it's somewhere else on the new version next to windows, which feels like it should be in the middle, but it's obviously not because there are windows there,
slightly more forward, isn't it?
which makes less sense. But then there's now less windows, which should be there because there's 4. There should be many.
Yeah.
But now there's new windows there in the front, which isn't the front, which shouldn't be there. So they've entirely changed the window arrangement.
It's like they've got that ship, the top one, and gone like this a little bit.
Possibly, yeah.
Because look, if you look at that box there, it's a bit more round there as well.
Yeah, well, that's higher detail. You can kind of tell it's smoother. That's more rough. A little bit.
Well, they're saying that green one is in the same place.
I know.
That's so weird.
But is it, though? Or is it optical illusion? Because I haven't matched the angle perfectly, but I sort of have. Because look, I mean, everything's perfect except the saucer, which is not perfect.
No, because in relation to the, whatever you call this, the bit that holds that bit.
The pylon, yeah.
Thank you. If you look at it on the bottom one, it's close to the pylon. On the top one, it's further away. So.
But it's pretty close.
Weird.
But it's pretty close.
Yeah.
They've also added, so the windows are all different, which is interesting. They've also added 3 new, and I'm showing you, but I can't show anybody, but there's 3 blinkies at the front, which weren't there originally. You can see little bulbs. The registry is also radically different.
Yeah.
The angles, and it's just huge on the original. It's tiny there. Kind of gets lost, actually. So a lot of subtle differences, actually, in the details, that if you were building a new version, you would just replicate it. This is, I think most people would say, the most replicated ship in CG, because it's both simple and hard, because you've got to make the smooth angles look gorgeously, crisply smooth. So it's actually kind of a hard thing to do, but it's simple. It's just some tubes and a saucer, but it's actually kind of hard. So to get the details wrong, but it's a different version of the ship, is interesting because it implies either deliberacy or just we didn't pay enough attention. So it's interesting. Until you put them side by side, it's pretty interesting. This is what we do on Trekyards. You're getting live Trekyards right now.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. While you're live on Trekyards. 2 more Superchats.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else hate STO's stupid floating nacelles?
No.
No.
I don't.
You don't? Why don't you hate them? Because
they're mega future. They can be different and cool and advanced.
What?
A lot of people hate them because they like just connect them. Like, well, it's the future. It's 1,000 years. It's fine. It's fine. I don't love them, but I don't hate them. Fleet bore! Fleet bore! Woo!
Hey!
Love fleet bore.
Nice. Do you want me to
Yes, you're Stuart. You're the Stuart.
I'm the Stuart.
But much prettier.
Oh, no, I'm Stuart. I think we established that at the beginning. I changed.
Regenerated away from Stuart.
Never fear, Fleet Paw is here. Oh, I like that. Hey.
Oh, wow. See,
What?
boy, TOS Connie video, 5k in 2 hours. Kirk is back 3k in 1 hour. Where are these guys normally? We make good content. Where are you guys normally?
No. Making different.
Yeah. What?
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm interested. A lot of comments.
Oh.
Yeah, because I do a pretty strong argument as to why he could be back. So it's not clickbait. Let's see. Oh, no, right. Yeah, it's fine. Ollam. It's just interesting to compare. All the registries. Why are the registries 274 numbers apart? Because the showrunner, Clement House, born in New Jersey in 1975.
No.
That's
why.
Yep, that's why. Thankfully, closer to 1701 than it could have been. So few. But, oops.
What did you do?
Sorry, Fleetpool. I just pressed a button without meaning to. Sorry.
What did you do?
I stripped Fleetpool of all of his powers on YouTube.
Oh.
I just took it out.
What did you do?
Oh, gosh. Oh, Brian. I thought you. Oh, what do you mean it's been a while? Brian, say Brian's comment.
Oh, hello Samuel. It's been a long time since I've been back, but hope you're doing well. Thank you. I see you have a very pretty field grade officer beside you. Thank you. Thank you.
But not in uniform. $50 and we'll get a uniform.
Oh dear.
That's one of the and Shades. So, have any of you noticed comments about weird sounds in videos? Yes. So, it is weird. And thank you for noting those. So, basically, Stuart's audio is really bad. It's really bad. It's got worse over time because his PC is all internal, so it picks up feedback from his everything into his microphone. Versus mine, which is really crystal clear. So one of our moderators suggested a literally cutting edge beta testing AI program that's free as this test program to like cut sound. And I've used that Stuart ever since Picard started, and it makes him sound like a makes him sound like a news presenter. He's like, "Sound like this word," but it's much crisper.
Yeah.
But sometimes he goes, like it takes a silence sometimes or a bark and makes it something because it doesn't know what it is. So you get occasional like creepy like Blair Witch noises.
Oh dear, that's scary.
Yeah, it is. And I normally get them because I obviously listened, but I missed one in today's video. So it's there. Yeah. And yes, Trekyards, it absolutely is. That is definitely bulkier as well. Yeah, so yeah, Connie, what do you guys think? But it's interesting points there, because I think they're both good in different ways. I personally prefer the sleek curves of the original, but I do see why you like the other. Oh my god, Kit! Ow, that was loud. Please read Kit. That's incredible. Kit 10k. We love Kit. Kit 10k literally saved our bacon for like 3 months straight, and then he got a better job and then couldn't do it, and it's fine. But it's fine. It very, very helped our bacon. Yes.
Saw you were on and just thought I'd drop in for a sec. Can't stay, but I just PayPal'd you $100. Both chug. Thank you.
Which definitely means double uniforms, because he's a regular.
Goodness.
It just takes one crazy cat to do it, and don't see it yet, but we'll trust you. Oh, is this my one? No, it's Trekyards. I'm sure it's there, but yes.
I don't know.
Baron. That's funny.
Baron.
The French government has disappeared and surrendered a few times, but all of its treaties remain intact.
Interesting.
There we go. We literally have proof. Oh, read that one.
Oh, thank you.
Out loud.
I know. You guys are a cute couple.
Well, that's nice.
That's very nice of you.
I would say we try, but we don't try. We just are.
Yes.
That's kind of, if we had to try, it wouldn't work.
Well, yes, it has been, almost 7 years. So if we had to try, I think we'd have a problem.
That is true. That's such a long time.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so I will jump in my... about near Nick show. Nick, are you still here? Which is great, because I was going to jump to the Intrepid, but anyway, as my next. I'll probably go to Fine instead. But I will jump into my first uniform, and then you can jump into your first uniform, which you know which one you want, you've always said.
I'll just pick one, yes, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That is fine. So you've got a vamp for a little bit.
Awesome.
Yeah. You're welcome to talk about Connie if you'd like.
We already talked about it.
I know.
One is red.
Oh, yeah.
The dish thing.
I was about to say, that's actually a funny thing to note. I don't know if you guys caught it. The bottom one is correct based on the miniature. So it's this copper with a silver protrusion.
Yes.
And it's kind of light. It's meant to be very much copper. The top version is not correct, but it's what a lot of us saw when we were kids. Because
TV.
No, actually.
Oh.
Because toys made them like that. And I had one. It was moved to storage, but I actually had it up there for like 20 years. And I know the exact shade, and it was all, so we kept losing it, it kept being pulled out, and so it's really crazy to see that, because it was like it was yeah, it was weird. I felt we got some more super chats here we got to read. Okay, great, Nick, we'll bring you in shortly. I'm sure you're eager to get in. Brian says, Samuel. What?
Sorry, I was laughing.
Samuel, I saw the recent Picard Kirk video and found it very interesting, to say the least. I want to ask you when the movie that you're making comes out, if it already has. The next movie comes out on Friday next week, we hope.
Hopefully.
It's kind of up to the music guy, because everything's basically done on my end, apart from the final, how my spellings pass. I might send it to the credits and say, please check.
Yes.
It's good. It's our longest film since Temporal Anomaly, which is stressful to say. It's different. It's different. It's good, though. It's the acting's really good. I'm really, really proud of Marcus.
Marcus is a really good actor, I think. I mean, they all are, but
Yeah.
especially
He's got a very emotive face where he can do. He obviously he's acts, but yeah, it's interesting because, like I said before, it's the story of generations, which is by definition the story of loss and hurt and etc. So having him live through that was really fun to play. And actually, Marcus did make the effort to actually watch the film beforehand, like the night before, so actually he knew the entire film going in, which was great. And Alexa watched Insurrection for our Insurrection piece, so that was really useful. And she actually quite liked Insurrection, which was a fun political piece, because it is. That's what it's kind of going for. Yep, Danny did. Fleet Paw. Samuel, I have a question. If Sylvia is Stuart's admiral, or is Marie to you, your captain? I judge you.
funny.
I think we said you got no rank before. I think we said that last time.
Very sad, and I think that should not be true.
Well, fair enough. I'll tell you what, get us more drunk and we'll discuss it when the brain cells are more flowing with alcohol power. Alcohol power. I know Dad's ambassador, etc. Oh, good, thanks. Let's double check. We're gonna do it anyway, but let's double check. What a great time to get internet issues.
Aww.
Maybe sent us 5 of them by mistake now. There we go, from you wonderful man. That is very nice.
Very kind.
And in fact, you basically just bought some digital sets for us that we bought in February. Sure. So you've bought 3 of them for us, because that goes towards our show costs. So there you go. Yep.
Funny.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to jump off, just double checking that we're good. He's going great, so I will leave you with the wonderful people. They're not scary.
No, they're not scary. That's not very good talking.
Yeah, I will be back in a mo. I have not brought out to the Trekyards audience.
No, which one? Where's the surprise?
You'll see.
Okay.
All right.
It's a surprise.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Okay. All right. Have fun talking to Marie for like 4 minutes. 3 minutes. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Make sure I frame those.
I know. I just had to move so you could get out. Oh no. Oh. Right, let's have a look. Thanks, Brian. Oh, goodness. All the dark secrets. I don't know if there's any dark secrets really. I could tell you my favourite ship. I did actually think of one that I do like. I quite like the Borg cube. I just think it's very Unique shape. It's a cube. It's very geometrically pleasing. My experience with Trek while we wait on someone. Yeah, sure, can do. Fleet 4. I've not watched too much Trek. I've seen bits and bobs of like the old stuff. I've seen random episodes when I've been here of the newer stuff, so Picard and all that.
You like Lower Decks?
I do like Lower Decks, thank you. Yeah, Lower Decks especially, I think it's really accessible for people who may be new to Trek. And yeah, I'm working my way through TOS. I'm on season 3, I think. So yeah, it's good. I'm quite liking it so far. Yeah, very something I have to concentrate on a bit because I don't know, it's good. Let me have a think. It's pretty good. Yeah, I don't think I've seen any of the Strange New Worlds, or at least not that I can remember. It's been a little while ago. No, we met in Northampton at university. Strangely, just as I was finishing uni, and it was good. It's very nice. Had a little Tinder date, and you know, here we are 7 years later. No. There we go. Surprise.
World premiere, unless you've been paying attention on Twitter.
Twitter.
Hello, I am Prodigy. Welcome.
You got a bit of fluff.
Yeah, this thing's a fluff filtered the
There you go.
tracks. What do you think?
It looks way greener in person.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean that's
on there.
Isn't
It's
that
really
crazy?
blue.
which is exactly how it should look.
Oh well, at least it translates
I
well
know.
to the camera then.
It's crazy because it is bright freaking bluey green.
Oh, that's good. It's a good colour.
It's like a teal, but it's a perfect blue. It's crazy.
Good job.
Thank you. But I gotta put some rank pips on. Anyone said anything interesting?
Fleetport last time we met.
Oh dear.
And I said I saw some shows. And I don't know if I've seen any Strange New Worlds. I don't
think
remember
I've
which
seen
one. I think I've seen one, but I can't
Yeah.
remember anything about it.
No.
If I saw like the characters, I'd probably go, "Oh yeah, I remember that."
Yeah.
But not off the top of my head.
It's good though. It is good.
Yeah.
Season 2 is around the corner.
Oh, I thought it was a bit older than that. When was the first season?
2 shows ago.
2 shows ago.
So 10
Wow.
weeks, 10 weeks, 4 weeks. So like 3 or 4.
Oh, so like last year.
Oh, yeah. Like 4
Okay,
months,
I thought it was
4
older
and a
than
half
that.
months. Oh yeah, and a lot of people haven't seen this in live action yet because obviously they haven't. This is a cartoon
That's a new
uniform.
one. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a cartoon. I'm wearing a cartoon. Isn't that crazy?
Did you get jumpsuit one? I don't make that up.
I picked this instead.
Huh?
Pick this instead. It's more fun.
Oh no, but you do have one.
Not of this. No. This is very
Oh, I thought you did.
No, this is.
What were you do they oh, whatever.
All right, so your turn, my dear.
My turn.
Yes, but I gotta
no.
get you a badge though because it's on my other uniform, which is probably back here. Give us one moment.
Okay.
So we're both wearing hyper modern uniforms. Well, spoilers,
I'm
but
the other yellow.
all right.
Okay,
Good luck.
Thank you. Back in a sec.
Well, hello everybody. I'm back. And yes, there is so much on our desk right now. It is crazy. Yeah. Yeah, Raffy's jacket is pretty good. So Nick, how's it going, my man? Nick, are you primed on the old Skype-a-rooney? Can I bring you in as soon as Marie returns? that was very noisy. Let me know. I didn't, Andy. We commissioned this for Trek Shorts. I really wanted to see it brought to life. So I paid lots of money. It might have been a mistake. I'm not sure still. Hi, Drit. Yeah, Olam, it is pretty good. As always, the colour is incredibly different. Yeah, as always, the sleeves are never full. Because it is, you done? Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, well, you gotta come in first. I'm trying. Dam, 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 dam.
Ta-da. Okay.
Another world premiere.
See, this looks way more. Actually, that's more orangey on the.
Okay. Now, this is not well placed. Also
You can't even see it.
Yeah.
No, wrong way. There you go.
Yeah. I only have 2 pips. You gave me a lieutenant.
Okay.
It's still reasonably high rank. It's not to say.
Which side do they go?
Yeah.
Oh. It's a camera going, why are you going that way?
Yeah. I'll probably also
Oh, no, wait.
clip your neckline because it should be
Should I
crisper
take my
than that.
necklace off? Are you sad that it's there?
Oh yeah. So do you? Well, I said you know what the uniform is, but of course you don't. So you
One of them.
Yes.
One of the many that you own.
Do I own a few?
Just a few. Just, you know, 1 or 2.
Or 3. Or 4. Neck, if you would.
Hang on.
Thanks, Fleetport. No, Jarzia, I'm
What are
blue.
you trying to do? Oh, the back.
Yeah, I need to pin the.
Oh, yeah, it looks a bit.
Yeah, I won't do that much, but it needs to just be some.
That's
what
probably
we do
not
with
how
all
we
the,
got pin.
Just do all the ladies in Trek Shorts. We always refine it.
Oh,
Just a
wrong
bit.
way. That way.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank
There you go, just a little better.
Good job.
Hey you.
It fits very nicely, actually. It's nice material.
Yeah, they are actually
Would
pretty good.
recommend. They're good. They've
Yeah.
got the pads and
Yeah.
the shoulders.
Helps a lot. Pads help. And these are great because they don't make these anymore.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah,
Do you have a
because
blue one?
not that size.
Oh, blue is more my colour.
Because Marcus was Marcus big guy. He's a tall
He's
guy.
very tall.
Anyway, so this is so normally in 99.9% of Trek. Shut up. Shut up, Nick.
What?
Oh, do they? Oh,
What?
damn it, they do.
What?
No, you're right.
What?
I thought something. I picked the wrong place.
Ow.
Sorry.
Ow.
Sorry. No, you're right. Oh no.
What are you trying to do?
Oh no.
Where have you got to put them?
Somewhere that isn't great to put them.
Where?
They go there. Oh. Do they go under? I think they go in the black. Or do they go in the? No, they might go in the yellow.
Oh, I can't do this with one hand.
Yeah, I think they go in the yellow. I should just Google
I can
this.
have pretend pips. There you go. I just hold it.
S1. That's not going to find me a uniform, is it? Oh.
Who called that Nick?
Yeah.
Good job.
Oh, it's it's here in the colour.
Okay, I'll go stand over.
Okay. Damn it, Nick.
I don't want to. You can't see it, can you? I don't want you
Oh!
to get told off for it being wrong.
I know Nick is gonna.
No.
So Kit, who puts in his uniforms, that's you, sir. Pay about another 10.
Aww.
Well, plans changed. So I'm stuck. So you're stuck with us. I've already told Stuart
Like
this.
or lower?
Lower. But I'm binge watching TNG watching promos.
Aww.
Yeah, the promos are fun to
Little
watch.
wonky.
Promos are actually kind of fun to watch with TNG though. Yeah, that's good.
Good enough.
Casey, Sam, what colours do you have seasons 3 to 7 uniform? I have the red jumpsuit, red 2-piece. I do have a blue and a yellow 2-piece. I don't like either so much. But hey,
Blue's my
if
favourite.
you want to suddenly throw me in, hey, if you want to tell me to get in TNG costume, I will do that for you, sir. $50. All right, Nick. I think he is raring, so I feel like we need to headphone up.
What?
That's you.
I was reading. Sorry. I've missed some things. A bit confused now.
That's okay. Nick is going to join us. So this will take a brief moment to set up because we're not currently on the things that need the things. Yeah, both of these are... No, you're 20... No, actually, no, we're both 24th century just. You're 24.99. I'm... Nope, you're 23.99. I'm 23.89. on that.
Okay, I believe you.
On that. I know I'm wrong, but I'm close. But yes, this is your first uniform.
Yes, on the internet. Yes.
Crazy. It's such a simple
It's
one
quite
as well.
comfy. I quite like this one.
Yeah, it needs
To wear. I don't know what people's thoughts about it are,
thanks.
but I like it.
It's very
Comfy.
simple.
It's easy to put on as well because the neck's not so.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's literally open
You
neck.
don't have to zip it up by
Whereas this one, Prodigy has insanely high collar,
Yes.
and then it clips,
It does look very smart.
but it does look very smart.
I think wearing it is a bit.
Yeah, and this was
Constricting.
for me. Oh, Matthew, he's a new chap. Throw us a say hi, and I'll just open this booze.
Yep. Hey Matthew. You both look good on the uniforms. Great job on the penny breakdown. Just finished watching. Looking forward to the next live.
How crazy is that? You just watched us not live, and then you watched Stuart's new regeneration live. Crazy. Question: is the first contact grey or purple, or is it colored different on TV? First contact is grey. I've seen real ones. It's not purple. It's a weird shade of grey, but it is a grey. It's very distinctly grey. All right, Nick. Let's bring you in. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, I can play the fleet video. Okay, can you vamp talk about this fleet video for about a minute while I bring Nick in? Excellent.
I could try.
Okay, great. This is what we offer fans. Every person who's got a new captain commander rank, they get a ship in this fleet video, which ends every one of our things. So I'm going to turn that off. Nope, I'm going to turn that on. There we go. Right, talk.
Oh no. How can I talk? It's gone.
Yes. Well, it's called vamping.
This is a ship. This is another ship.
Yes.
Some very nice flybys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello, Nick.
Hello. Hello.
No one can hear you. Well, everyone can hear you. No one can see you. So you're sort of live on the internet.
Halfway there.
Halfway there.
Watching some
That's
ships
fine.
flying.
Can you see us? You can.
I can see
I'm
you.
gonna get confused by two screens.
Nick, what do you think about the fleet video that we're showing right now to all the fans that watch us on Trekyards? Talk now. Help us
think it's
vamp.
Ace.
Good.
Help you vamp. Well, you know, is this for yeah, this is for Trek Shorts, isn't it?
No, Trekyards.
Trekyards. Oh well, it's pretty awesome.
I think
I
actually
particularly like that DS9 shot that's just come up. Oh, and there's a Equinox. It's pretty cool, and I think it's nice that people get to donate and get to see these ships for their names. Oh, that New Orleans is really nice.
He caught up.
So you can see the ships. I can't see them.
I know. And I'm not going to put Nick in Stuart's place at the top because that would be insane. Nick doesn't get a pride place. Okay, Nick, you're in the past. Is the weather okay down there in the past?
It is weather.
Okay. So we are in the future. Maria's in the mega future. Do you have any questions for the mega future?
For the mega future, yeah. So, yeah, can we have pizza? Mega future. Can I get pizza now?
I mean, we've got pasta. That's halfway to pizza.
I've already actually, to be fair, I've already had veggie burgers tonight, so it's all good.
Oh, nice.
But I meant more about the political strategic situation of the Alpha Quadrant. But I mean, hey, food's good too. Food's good too.
Food is great.
Oh, so the political. You know, you told me you were going to be in Voyager costumes. You did not tell me you were going to be in those. I would have put something else on.
I swapped last minute. I thought this would be more
Oh,
fun.
you swapped last minute. Well, you know, this is sharp anyway.
It's
So,
very, and that's the one you made
All
for
different,
us,
good.
right? Or essentially.
No, well, I haven't worn this one down for Trek Shorts actually because it's a jumpsuit and it's just means it's more stuff to pack in. So
Yeah.
it's easy to just bring a jacket and one pair of trousers, or two jackets and one pair of trousers, as opposed to a jumpsuit, a jacket, and a pair of trousers. So, yeah, but I like this better than the jacket and trousers a lot of time. I think it looks a lot slicker.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I mean, the fabric roll up, those are real things. The way these, it just.
Oh yeah.
There's a reason why they wore them for 7 years on 2 shows.
Oh, totally. Totally looks different.
You look fantastic, Nick. Congrats. Welcome to the fleet. It's weird that we're in the future of him, though. And in the future of me. It's weird.
Confusing.
I know. Unless you're like, right, you got the wrong badge on, Nick. What the hell?
Well, technically, no.
Oh, shut up. You complained about her pips. What do you mean?
Voyager?
No.
DS9, Season 1 and 2, right badge.
Didn't they use the Voyager badges in DS9?
No, not in Season 1 and 2. They changed in Season 3 when they got the Defiant.
Ah.
See,
I
you
feel
know your
that.
ships. I know my costumes. Where do the
I-
pips go on the season 1 Picard uniform? Huh?
You'll never forget now.
No. Don't worry, I have dirt on Nick. It's fine. Oh, you have super chats you haven't read. Yes, sorry.
Oh, yeah, should read those.
Mr. Stiefred, how much does a uniform like this cost? Lots, and you also need to buy materials to rip apart and turn into it. But if you want to know, we can recommend our people Trekyards at hotmail.com to ask how. But it's not cheap. But I mean, you were the first in the world. I was the first one to complete one of these, so that's something to be said. Fleetport. Sorry, Nick. Go.
Hi, Drew, and thank you. I'm glad you do. Thanks for watching.
Sure.
Olimdrab, the jumpsuits are actually quite comfortable. If they're fitted
Surprisingly.
well, they're actually pretty comfy.
Surprisingly,
Yeah.
like it feels like it's a burden, but it's a work outfit. Designed to be worn every day, all day. It's obviously going to be comfortable. Like it has to be.
The jumpsuits. I mean, this jumpsuit is very comfortable. I can sit all day in this one, and it's not uncomfortable at all. There's advantages to jacket and slacks, but there's something really comfortable about this jumpsuit.
You also get in the zone better, I think.
Yeah, I do, because it plays on your posture if you're wearing this. It really does kind of pull you up and pull you in, and it's got a different feel to it in the jumpsuit.
And the shoulders are being super crisp. They're just really, really crisp.
Oh yeah,
jumpsuit.
totally. And I know why they use them, because they just had that look to them. Although I really feel they've kind of nailed the look really well in Picard this season.
The retailoring helped.
Totally.
Just the refinement, you know.
Good.
Yeah, they weren't bad in season 2, but they're much better this season.
But they weren't great. They were that middle of like, it's alright. It's okay.
Yeah. No,
Now
I
they're
agree.
better.
Thank you, Casey. I fitted it myself.
She's a talented mother effer. Brian says, Sam, she wears her uniform so much better than yours. But also you look great. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. So, good morning from New Zealand. Or to New Zealand, I should say. And Bill says you're adorable. With a wow.
Thank you.
There we go. So, Nick, we can jump on Intrepid with a passion.
Yay.
As, of course, you are prone to do. Evenings alone, you jump on Intrepid and just sort of...
Well. Less said, the better.
Yeah. Drink!
Oh dear.
Oh, Nick, do you have booze?
Thank you.
Woo!
I made that very strongly.
Yes.
Sorry.
Now, so Nick, we are revealing stuff that comes in future Trekyards episodes. So I'm kind of spoiling it for everybody, but obviously you have Stuart's commentary in that version. You don't hear in this version, and obviously you'll catch more of this than Stuart did. Well, because I know the Intrepid class very, very well. I've done a lot with her over the years. Sorry, Nick, she's not cheating on you with me, but you know.
All good.
All good things must come to Intrepid. So we saw Intrepid, the Voyager. Here is a tremendous exclusive for everyone on the live chat right now. A render closely matched-ish with the Intrepid from the real Voyager. Caveat, of course, being this is a non-post-produced version. This is a clean render without any glows, any grading. It is, of course, flatter than it would be if I was to a full grade. Their version's a TV still with all the layers on that. So that is a slight pinch of salt. And before you actually say the comparison, what do you think, Nick, yourself, of the ship without the cheat code of seeing the shot?
I'm gonna say without any offense to anybody, I like yours better. I think the detail is subtler and it looks more real. It looks less gamey to me.
That's exactly what Marie and someone else said. Not for the ship, but
I don't mean that. I don't mean that as a criticism, because the render of Voyager from Picard is very well done. Just for my taste, it just doesn't. I guess because I'm so familiar with that particular ship as well, it just looks a little. It doesn't look quite the same to me. And I guess perhaps some of that's familiarity on my part, but I like yours better. Maybe it's just personal taste.
But also, you know how she should look. I mean, familiarity, because that's how she looks. It'd be weird if they repainted her entirely in retirement.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
yeah. But I mean, I guess, a lot of that is probably the way they've lit it rather than anything else. And maybe I just like the way you've lit yours better.
Thank you.
It looks more like something from the TV show. And I guess there's a degree of bias there in that that's what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, that's a new render, which says I
Well,
got
yeah,
it straight away.
yeah, but I mean, you render very much based to look as if it's from the TV show.
Yes,
So
I do. But Fleetport
Yeah.
says uniform's a mistake. Tosh, it's a good investment. Don't we all know it?
It's fine.
It's fine.
I would say
got
my
used to
wife can't agree with that, but actually she has to agree with that because she's a fan. So yay.
There you go. That's what I see. I'll try it. Raspberry Ripple. That's a new one. Oh, shush, Patrick. That's not bad.
Wow.
Because that is true, Nick. There are no... Well, no, we can't say that. There were no endgame emitters on the lower saucer. So we can't actually say that.
Mm.
Although I doubt they included
Good
them
point.
in the long shot, because that'd be a lot of detail
Yeah.
to go to. Yeah. Yeah. So, what do you think, Marie? Now you're staring at them. Obviously, Nick said... So top is TV, bottom is mine.
What's the question? What do I think about?
Yeah. This is non-biased. This is just purely
Oh,
from an
dear.
aesthetic point of view.
Your one looks cleaner. Nick might have said that. I
Mhm.
don't remember.
But it's
I don't
clean
know.
good though.
Yeah, you can see the details better. Obviously, the top one's lit, darkly, but I like yours. It's good. Good job.
What do you think about the very glowing glows?
I like glowing glows though. Yours doesn't glow quite as much. It's a good thing, a bad thing.
Well, that's a perspective.
Yeah. I mean, I like both.
Because the big difference, and Nick might not know this, the difference about... So this is the first time that Voyager's been rendered in a modern render engine, right? I've been rendering Voyager for years, the real Voyager in HD, so that's not new to me. But when you approach a new render engine, it just works differently math terms. So in the olden days, what you'd be doing, hope this is interesting, guys, is that you would have this blue glowing middle deflector, right? You would have a cutout piece of space that would be deflector. You put a texture inside, which is a flat image, which is what it is, with that lovely gradient of blue to black, and then you tell the texture to be lit to how percent you want, so it would glow independently.
Okay.
But it's faking it. It's just a illuminating flat image, right? And if you want to have light come from that, you have to put light sources next to, inside, or below it.
Right.
But it can't make light itself, because that's not how the software worked exactly. You can kind of cheat it in a different way, but it's very render intensive. It doesn't look quite as good. Now, the new softwares, they actually have lights, which you tell the software is a light,
Yes.
and it makes light.
Okay.
Now, for things like if you're doing a real life scene with street lamps, it's perfect because it just hits light and it's real. But Voyager never once had true interactive lighting, ever. So now you're looking at while the deflector hits, actually shockingly similar. The way the deflector hits the hull, shockingly similar to how Voyager did it. But now both all the glows, the basards, the red things, the weapons, red and the blue, they're now actually generating light, and because light, the brighter it gets, the more white it gets, they had to tune that to a certain effect. By doing so, you lost all the detail in the shades of colour, it's just a blue, and it's brighter to achieve the light on the hull. So it's now too bright and not enough colour, versus the original, which is detailed but not bright, and you fake the light. So it's an entirely different approach, and they can't match it, because that's not how light works, because they faked it. Thoughts, Nick?
Jeez.
Bit of a lesson there, apologies if it was too much to follow, but...
I'm sorry, I switched off.
Yeah, I got lost a little bit.
No, I see the
lots
point
of
you're making, actually, that it is a different render engine and the ways they're being approached is differently. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really have any criticisms of the render there. I just think it looks different, and I just prefer the look in yours.
Yeah.
There's not a value judgment in that. It's just a personal preference.
But I mean, does the overly
They're both
lit...
great.
But does the overly lit deflector bother you in any small way? Just like it's too bright, it's too neon.
Well, no, I agree with you there, actually, because, I mean, you can see the detail in your deflector in the lit section that's not visible in the Picard one, but then, yeah, I definitely like the detail in yours more.
And I could make it glow, as you know, and it would look nicer.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And the other thing that I don't know if the person who made this quite realised is that the weapons, which are the red things above, there's lights inside the tube,
Yeah.
versus they've just turned them into light emitters, which is what you would do if you didn't know what they were, and now tubes are glowing bright red. It's obnoxious.
I do see that.
Yeah.
It looks like a face.
It does.
It looks like a
It's like
smiley
clown
face.
But that's just how the render engine works. It's hard to get away with now.
Kind of cute, actually.
Yeah, but it changes the aesthetic. Like, your brain sees the red on the Voyager, the real Voyager, but it's there, but it's not there. In the new one,
it's quite distracting.
It's quite distracting.
But it's also cute.
But it's also cute, yeah. Small things. And also another thing that I'm sort of going through a list that I noticed, but we were asking the question, did they use the original model from the show? Because it's very close. I mean, all of the hull looks very similar. And it's a hard ship to do. But there are some oddities. If you look, and I'm pointing to you and Nick, you know where they are, above the aero shuttle, on the original version, they've got 3 small windows. On the new version, what the hell's happened? They've got 5 giant windows.
Yeah.
It's entirely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
It is.
Yeah.
I just blew it out of the wide. Oh.
That's interesting.
And that's a choice.
I mean, it's not... I mean, I haven't looked at it that closely until you pointed it out, but yeah, you're right. They do. That... And it looks... It doesn't look right.
Nope. Because it throws the scale off as well.
It almost looks unfinished.
Oh, the ship's not... Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
I mean, those windows look... I mean, yeah, those windows actually look kind of unfinished now. Now that I see it. I mean, I guess it could be that they've, like, you know, put blast doors over them or something. It kind of looks like that. They don't look like windows at all.
It's weird.
They look like They look like they're shuttered. Maybe they are.
But that...
you know what? It is what it is.
But that implies that it's not the real model, because why on earth did they go in and entirely redo the window arrangement? Why?
It'd be interesting to think where that model came from then.
Because it's very detailed for Picard, who has relatively low detail models. And it's not the Alexander one. Well, no, it wouldn't be. So yeah, like little things like that are super interesting.
It's the party room. I like it.
One thing that's interesting that again, because we are cheating, right? We're literally comparing side by side with the original.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't do this.
Yeah,
you know,
I didn't really notice any of that stuff when I was watching it in the episode. I mean, but
that's why people watch Trekyards.
It did look different, but I wasn't paying that much attention to the ship because I was paying more attention to the other stuff that was going on. But
this is why you watch Trekyards.
I kind of like the cute smiley face now, although it's distracting. It draws all my attention to it, but it's kind of cute.
One of the big things is that the original, and again, I'm just doing history lessons here, but you know, Trekyards. The original model is actually a wonderful testament to... Oh, someone Superchat. Oh my god! Marie, go!
Why did they deviate from Canon on TOS Connie? It's missing the slanted nacelle, struts, bridge window, saucer lights, and they should be twice as large.
Oh, you prick. He's saying it should be the other Connie, the wrong Connie. Love it.
Oopsie.
You almost got her. She deadpanned it, and you almost got her. Vince, it's just the real one from the show. Picard is all CGI. They couldn't do it practically; it'd be too much. So yeah, the Voyager model is actually the original one from the show. It's actually a wonderful testament to quality. 1993, it was made.
Wow.
It looks amazing for 1993, right?
You know, looking at the Picard version, it doesn't look like the sensor palettes in the saucer edge are even quite as detailed.
There, he's got it.
They almost look like they're just a flat panel.
And by not detailed, you mean there's none there. They didn't put them in. They're also missing the side one. And the front docking port.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Which tells you it's not the real model.
The front docking port is missing as well. And actually, it doesn't look like the names on the edge of the saucer either.
There are no names on the ship. They're not on the registry. They're not on the nacelles. They're nowhere.
Huh. I mean, meh.
Yeah, but it's like, is it canon that Voyager now has no longer registry? It's like, no, they just didn't finish it. You know, it's like, well. Anyway, see, Trekyards. So the model is actually really, really nice for what it is because this is one of the last times they actually were. So a different company made the original model, and it was Amblin, and they did the title sequence, which is mostly the real physical miniature, but for the difficult shots, they use a CG model, and it's really hard to tell. It actually really is. So they had to make a model for the first episode. So they were right there. It had to be to compare directly with those ones. It wasn't used much in season 1 because they wanted to try it real, and then they got less used as it went on. But to try and make a better detailed model, they took the miniature to the tallest building in their studio.
Okay.
They went on the tallest ladder / cage thing that goes up on a thing, and they got a camera. They took photos of the real model from as high up as they could, with the longest lens they could, to get the flattest image they could, to make orthographic-esque, because it's all about image distortion. So the further up you go, the more zoomed you get, it flattens it. So they just move the model up and down. So the Voyager from the show is textured with pictures of the Voyager real model, which is why there's a textural paint. Like if you look, if I'm zooming for Marie, like there's a certain grain to it was actually the paint. And that would be very difficult to do digitally, especially at the time. But it was on the model. So that gave it a huge advantage for text for lighting, because it was picking up all the tiny real imperfections. And that's why it holds up super well, because it is literally painted with a miniature's paint. It's really wonderful how they did that. Cool. Did you know that, Nick?
Oh yeah, I did know that.
Good. I didn't.
Or I heard on Trekyards. So I love that's why it holds up extra specially well. Yeah, there we go. Right, Nick, thoughts? Any other thoughts since you love Intrepid, etc.?
I think for what they were doing, I think what they've got there worked really, really well, and it's just nice to see that ship on screen again. You know, I mean, I think, you know, did we ever, 5 years ago, did we think we would see anything like this on screen again? Probably not.
I always hoped. I mean,
we always hoped, but I don't think anybody thought it would happen. And I think it's just nice to see these ships on screen again, and I kind of missed that TNG to Voyager aesthetic. And I like the aesthetic they've introduced in Picard for the new ships, like the Dudestadt and the Titan. But I kind of miss these. I miss this look, and I guess that's because probably that's the era that I'm most nostalgic about, and I think that's why probably a lot of people have a bit of an emotional disconnect with the more modern shows, because they still have that inherent connection to the 90s shows. And I have that connection, but I guess it doesn't colour me in quite the same way, or colour my perceptions in quite the same way as it does for some.
Well, there's probably also...
And there's nothing wrong or right in either side of that, but...
there's probably also it's just subconscious, though, you're picking up that this Voyager took several months to design and build. The Titan took several weeks, and it was rushed. So, of course, the details aren't there because there wasn't the thought put in. The original model by Bill had all the thought put in. But if you ask him where the small details are, they just didn't have time to put them in. Voyager's thoroughly thought out, so it feels functional and real because it was designed that way. So, if the modern shows don't... Whereas Stargazer, that thought was put in. They had at least 2 months.
I mean, that's the thing. I think that's, again, one of the reasons why I think so many of us connect to the Enterprise D and to Voyager and to DS9 on the Defiant for that matter, because the degree of detail and background thought that was put into these, and that's not everybody's cup of tea.
But
and not every show has the luxury of doing that, I guess. But yeah, we get that sense, we feel it, we know it's there. And I mean, we all absorbed the tech manuals about these things back in the day and obsessed with stuff that we couldn't even see on TV. All those SD tiny screens, you just couldn't see them. Oh god, yeah.
I mean they overbuilt these models, my god. Considering they're really passionate, these people.
And it really paid off. It really did pay off. I mean, it's no secret that this is the Intrepid class is one of my favorites. I mean, ta-da, I mean, it's just lovely to see them back on screen. And I wish they kind of, my one problem with the, maybe not problem, but my one regret with the current season of Picard is that it didn't keep more of that aesthetic to the ships and just progress that along. I love the new ships I've come up with, but at the same time, I kind of miss these. This is my era. Yeah. And I kind of miss that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take a drink.
And that was his soapbox. $15 from First Rickbone.
Rockbone.
Right. More drinks from you.
Moa.
Thank you, Fist Rockbone.
There you go.
And I agree, Milik, the Intrepid class, is a beauty.
More, please.
Jack
More.
Crusher has taste.
Mm.
Even he said it was a beauty.
I mean, the thing
And-
about... Oh, no, jump in.
No, go.
I mean, the Voyager is literally the Enterprise D, thank you, is the Enterprise D, but shrunk. That was Rick's objective. But it's so sleek, but not too sleek. Pointy, but not too pointy. Curved, but not too curved. Connected, yet hard-edged. There's so much... It's the epitome of well-thought-out hero designs. Now, the E goes into the epitome of movie sleek. That's different.
Yeah.
This is the epitome of the TV evolution. And just feels it, right? And also being so small, all the details are bigger, so it ends up being a more detailed model because it's smaller. Which is why a shuttle model within the show is always really well. And Runabout's incredible miniature because it had to be. I mean, there were literally people in the miniature sometimes because you had to do it. So I think Voyager is just almost the epitome of their art style. In that form. You look at like the Nova, Prometheus, both great, but neither feel as thought out because they weren't. This is another level of thought out.
Yeah. Patrick, I totally agree. I was with you. I had the same experience when Seven was telling that story and Voyager came on screen. And Brian, I hope to get to Destination Trek is it August?
Oh god, that is soon, isn't it?
But I don't know. We shall see. My last
We will
convention
party,
was probably...
Nick. We will party.
Yes, I need to go. My last convention was probably Destination Star Trek in 2019.
Oh, no.
Was it 2019 or 2018?
I think I just
Maybe
bumped in,
2019.
I think I just bumped into you, didn't I? It's like,
Yeah,
there he is,
we did.
Nick! No, Nick, come with me.
Yeah.
And then I got changed
Yeah.
into my Wrath of Khan and Leo Tooney showed up. and
I
we talked
remember.
and-
Was that the last one?
Yep.
God, I didn't even make it to STLV. But then we were supposed to go in 2020 and then COVID happened. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Damn COVID.
Yeah.
For sure.
But they announced, so the guys that... You can eat, boy.
No, I'm not hungry.
So the guys that did the English conventions, they lost their license. And by lost, I mean got ripped from them. And then
Yes.
they got all the bad press because part of the agreement was they couldn't tell the public why they got stopped. But then they got all the... But we want £100,000 worth of refunds. And you bastards. And they said, sorry, we had to cancel it. It was really... They really
That's
screwed
really
it.
sad.
Yeah. Because you can't... You can't burn bridges with CBS, even if you feel like it. So Whistleblower had to come out and give the whole story because she's like, we're being abused, actually abused for this. But it was literally we had nothing to do. And CBS cancelled all conventions in the world. Official ones. Even the official one they cancelled it because it wasn't successful
I
enough.
understand why they do this.
And this is when they have 4 new shows on. The biggest Trek year ever is this year. They have nothing. So the group with the Trek English conventions said politely, stuff this into our own one. We'll call it almost the same thing. And we'll do it anyway. Because you can write anything you want, as long as you don't show the art from the shows, which kind of limits you a bit. And they've announced that, and it's... But they've been very low with details. Very low with details, kind of worrying. And obviously they've now got a bad rap from their last bout of we got screwed, so now people think they're a scam. But having known the organiser for 15 years of my life since I was like 5'10", I know the guy quite well. I know he's not a scam artist. He means well, but he gets screwed over many a time because he tries for big things. Yeah. Anyway... Boy, Nick, what uniforms would we take for that convention?
All of them.
What uniforms would we take to that convention, Nick? What would we dare pick?
Oh, God. That is a question. Yeah, I need to tweak up my Picard Season 3 costume, certainly.
You keep teasing me with that, Stuart. No, you're not, Stuart. Nick. God, that was...
I do.
I say it so often.
Well, if I'd known you were going to wear, Picard costumes and Prodigy costumes, I would have worn that tonight.
You look fantastic.
Yes. I like the red one. It's good.
Great Nemesis, they didn't miss the Blade of Armour, because that would have been taken off straight away. It's future tech. Temporal, which it didn't occur to me.
Yep.
Theoretically, they can't use...
It's almost
Okay.
almost certainly in that section in Daystrom archive. Somewhere.
And there's something to be said for it never got used again because Temporal Prime Directive. Or they couldn't replicate it. Which I actually quite like.
Yeah, that was Section 31's been playing with it for the last 20 years.
Yeah, but you think it'd
Which
be
is
everywhere
also
then,
possible.
wouldn't
Yeah.
you? Hey, Jay! Glad to have you here.
I'd say Section 31's pretty good at keeping secrets, but actually after DS9, they're probably not really, are they?
No. Yes, they're the Section 31... No, of course they are. They're the secret group that everyone knows about. They were secret, then one show just talks about them blatantly,
Oh.
and they have their own custom badges to
I
promote
think.
the fact that
Oh
they're
god,
secret.
I know that was just bizarre and
And
odd
and never shown
not
again.
a lot of sense.
First, pardon me. Second episode, third episode, Discovery.
Mm.
As the showrunner was getting fired, they introduced them, which set this terrible precedent, and then never mentioned again. It's like, but you did this. This was bad.
I remember this.
I think it certainly. I mean, if you think about it, maybe Section 31 was less in the shadows in the 23rd century, and then
Yeah.
then they went deep in the shadows, and then maybe after Sloane
Hi, DG.
got knocked away, they've become more mainstreamy. But I don't know.
All those secret assassins. and
I
everything.
would love to
Assassinations.
see a series set kind of during the Prodigy time that kind of picks up with all that and tells us what happened with Section 31 and whether they became less sneaky or more
But Nick,
moral.
that's another
or-
prequel, technically.
I would be okay with that.
Everything's a prequel because they keep going to the future. So,
Gee.
oh, so you're
I-
well, you're kind of the present.
I think that I don't know. It's interesting, that, and I'm not commenting on the quality of Discovery because I know people's opinions on that are widely divergent.
Raj, hold on, Nick. Raj says, and yet they use the mobile emitters in Picard. Boom.
Yeah,
Mic
well,
drop
that's
there.
interesting.
Fair point.
But
they were
maybe
different.
Maybe the mobile emitter technology was developed in the 25th century. Hey, no comment. General Grievous makes a very good point about the ablative armor coming from the time of Picard. So why shouldn't it be there now?
Because it was designed to fight the Borg, and they already killed the Borg, so you wouldn't have designed it.
No, that's a fair point.
Another
But
mic
then
drop.
It could still have been. That's a fair point, actually. But it could still have been developed.
I would buy it was experimental, but I wouldn't buy it was in use
Yeah.
because war forces innovation. And if you look at the ships, they're not having much innovation in Picard.
Well, that's true. I think that it's getting back to what I was going to say about Discovery. Actually, interesting that they've kind of cancelled it, ended it, whatever now.
Ended it.
And I
Let's
do
not say
wonder
cancelled
if
it,
they're
not
going
renewed
to.
it.
They've not renewed it, but I do want. Well, they're bringing it to a finale. They've brought the actors back. They're going to shoot some additional scenes, so that's nice. They're wrapping it up.
Yeah.
But I do wonder if they're just going to quietly. I don't want to start. Sorry, Rocky. I don't want to start that whole. Discovery sucks. No, Discovery doesn't suck. Discovery. It's just a rabbit hole, and there's no point going down that rabbit hole. People's opinions are, hey, we all have opinions, but I do wonder if Paramount is planning to kind of subtly shuffle it off and ignore it and concentrate on other things. So, I think they had a great cast. I love the actors from Discovery.
I've met most of them. They're lovely.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
The stories were kind of hit and miss. Tig Notaro's amazing.
Yeah, Stuart loves her.
Yeah.
I know she's a quiet taste, but I don't necessarily.
No,
She's a very deadpan
Tig
comedian.
Notaro.
They're just
I
pulled into be her.
I love that kind of comedy, so I really like her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think if they're just going to quietly forget about, I think that's unfair to the show and unfair to the cast. But I do wonder if they are going to quietly forget about it.
Well, I mean, the same argument can be made for the animated series. They forgot about it,
True.
and I don't think the cast
True.
were too pissed off. You know what I mean? It's a TV show. They, most actors aren't Trek fans. Only a couple on Discovery cast were.
There was
Which is
one
fine.
of the things that makes me think this is there was an interview, and I'm possibly reading far too much in this because it's just a throwaway comment from Frakes in an interview. I mean, we're Star Trek fans, reading far too much into stuff is par for the course. But there's an interview with Frakes, and he was asked if they might see Discovery again, and he said, I wouldn't count on it, which does make me think he knows something. I mean, of course he knows something we don't.
Yeah, it
but
worked every season.
maybe there's a bit of a hint in there that, yeah, but maybe there's a bit of a hint in there that actually they are kind of quietly just going to shuffle it to the side. I don't know. It's all speculation on my part.
I'm just going to briefly read the poll because we asked this 4 hours ago. It's our longest running poll.
I
Who's
mean, we already know what the answer is going to be.
always been watching? Who's going to get the most drunk? With 316 votes, Sam with 68%, but a respectable 32%, which means you have 100 votes to your name. Over 100. Damn you guys. Well, hey, get me drunk then. Look, I'm not a cheap slag. I need booze money. I think that's where I was going. Didn't I was going to end that way.
You could
But
have just said I'm just a cheap date. Not.
well, no, I
Gone
like
a bit
but I like to treat you out to dates, so So I'm not cheap on a date because I make us do nice things.
Okay.
Here's dessert.
That's not what that means.
I know. Yeah, no, you're right, Nick. And the gentle fact is that we've already canonized that they never talk about Discovery again in the future because it's secret in the future. And then they're in the future in an alternate timeline because it has to be how it is because that's how time travel works in Trek universe. So therefore, they're not in the prime timeline.
But it's not anymore. But it's not that way anymore. But I have no issue if they want to say that's an alternate timeline because I don't like the idea of
the burn.
Yeah.
Literally every descendant of every officer ever known is dead because they were all on ships. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'd be quite happy to say look at it all, and I don't have a problem with alternate universes. You know, the 2009 movies and.
Well, Endgame. I mean, the fact Endgame proves it. They came from a future. They changed it. As soon as people, because otherwise you got to ask the question: did Discovery go into the Endgame future, and then Janeway changed it? Because if Discovery went into the post-Endgame future before it happened, it didn't happen yet. So they can't have gone to the future, which is lovely. I love the fact they're in their own universe. Great. It doesn't lock anything. Like
I don't think that was. I don't think that was their intention.
But that's how most of the time it works in time travel logic. Not every time. Most of the time. We did case studies when Picard messed up, and like 70% of the time it works the linear way. 30% they just say F it. Because the temporal Cold War can't happen unless the timeline makes sense. Otherwise, it'd always be undone, reset, rare. And you can't have a fixed timeline, otherwise then no time travel would ever be a thing. Because you couldn't change anything, which means you'd never...
Oh, of course you can change things.
Not if it's a fixed timeline. If Discovery always made it into the future...
of course you can change things. It's not a fixed timeline, is it?
Exactly. So as soon as Discovery moved, the next time travel incident after Discovery Season 2 would have changed the timeline. It wouldn't happen anymore. Alternate universe. It's like the next year it's different. The fact in Season 2, they literally changed the future from Control's future. Which means time travel can change the future. They did it. They're just not the smartest people. But I do like Michelle Paradise. She seems lovely. Hope you understand the show correctly. She's very nice.
Temporal mechanics do indeed give us all a headache. Well said, Patrick.
Oh, Nick, let me make you happy right now. That came across weird.
Well.
Okay, you guys vamp. I send something to Nick.
Oh dear.
Yep.
Vamp about what?
I don't know.
There's nothing on the screen, babe.
Yeah.
Things and stuff.
That is a thing. Nick, this is brand new. We're not done clearly, but this is a thing. I want to see your face as you open this. Look on Facebook.
Looking on Facebook now. Ooh, I know what that is.
I don't know what it is.
I can't tell you, I still know.
Oh.
I know what it is.
How'd you feel right now?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say, or is it like?
No, that's like phase 4 Trek short stuff.
Okay, I'm saying nothing then.
It's cool though,
But
isn't
it's cool. It is cool.
And he did a very good job as well lighting it, like as a test. He did a good job with the colours.
No, it's good.
Nick, if you can vamp for a minute, I will tell Marie while I can mute my microphone. You ready?
Okey-dokey.
And vamp.
Vamp. Okay, so let's see if we can get. So Sebastian gave a payment thing. I'm not really up on this. Let's see if we can get Sam trusting nipples of power drunk. Can't recall the context of the Trekyards quote. I think getting Sam drunk is a lot easier than, he would like you to think it is. And also, I believe someone earlier said Sam waters down his booze on Drunkyards. I think that's probably true. Quite likely. Let's see. I don't really get to read the comments much around here because we're talking too much. I think the Futures End Voyager 20th Century Timeline episode moved to eugenics was. Could be. People have speculated that, Brian. Trek shortenings go first 3 letters unless you... Yeah, I agree.
And we're back in the room.
General Grievous. And General Grievous had... Oh, General Grievous had a super chat you missed, Sam, apparently.
No.
Also, Sebastian has just put a $5 super chat in. I did read it out.
Yes, you did.
Tell me the story about trusting nipples of power.
Trusting nipples of power. Well, Marie can read General Grievous, and then I will... Well, let Marie drink. I'm going to drink too.
Yes, hashtag I drink. Thank you. Maybe the ablative armor,
Very good.
which Janeway's pet project, like the USS
Alito. Oh, interesting.
Was the pet project of Admiral
Buen Amigo.
in Holodecks.
I love
Thank you for
that name.
I didn't know that one.
I love that
That's
name.
a great name. Whoever thought that one.
That is a
Great.
lovely idea. I don't think Janeway's that into weapons. I guess technically it's an armor. But I'd be okay with it. I wouldn't love it, but I'd be okay with it.
Given that the Admiral Janeway we see has been quite changed by her experience, and I could see that actually she maybe was more militant.
Yeah.
At that point. Plus she'd given up coffee, which probably was bad for her.
Yeah.
I can see that, General Grievous. I think you're spot on.
I mean, it's a weird.
I think that's an accurate assessment.
It's a 20-year retcon, but it's alright.
Sean, I have considered painting it and doing it up as some kind of ready roomy type shuttle would actually work. Actually, there's kind of a slanted roof in here. To be honest, I haven't decorated this since this place got done up, and the reason why is my Velux window was leaking. I just got it fixed last week, so I can finally start plastering and decorating it. Although it'll probably take me another year to do it, but I did want to do it up as a kind of Star Trek-y type theme, so
Have you got space for everything to go somewhere else, Nick? And I know the answer to that because I've been to your house.
No.
Yeah, where are the phaser rifles going to go, Nick? Where are you going to put them?
Well, I've only got one in here at the moment.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Only got one at the moment.
And that's a finished one, isn't it?
This is a finished one. Yeah.
Do you think you could get out of the plane back to Bedford?
I suspect I might have an issue getting this. I don't think I'd even get this on the train to Bedford.
Can you imagine trying?
I still haven't used this in a bloody film. You know that.
You've been doing that for 20 years, Nick.
You're gonna have to go. Do
I
one.
know.
You're gonna have to write one just for that.
I mean, no one has those. No one has those because no one wants them. They're garbage. They're great, but they're terrible.
They are great.
They're great.
But they're terrible.
They're great.
They're terrible, but they're great, and they work. If you're on an Intrepid class, you got them.
And a Defiant, apparently, or an Akira, because they use that one time randomly.
Oh yeah, true.
Of all the things that just grab the main rifles. It's fine.
But the funny thing is, when Janeway's going Ripley, she has the first contact rifles stored. It's like, where did that come from? Well, neither did the first contact phasers and tricorders, but somehow they had those in season. They suddenly miraculously appeared in season 3.
Yeah, they had all different props and all different props randomly for no reason. Being lost 70 years away from home, they just got updates.
Funny.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
But the earlier shows never make mistakes.
Yeah, but that's not a mistake. That's they wanted to make nicer things a little bit.
Kind of a mistake.
But also, who would notice? It was an SD. Thing is, now we have 4K
What do you mean,
TVs.
who would notice? I was there.
No. You're Mr. Uniform Man.
Everybody noticed.
You're Mr. Uniform Man who builds things. The average viewer is not going to notice Intrepid windows nor newer tricorders.
I ran a Star Trek club. Everybody
exactly.
noticed these
terrible,
things.
terrible sample size. They were the passionate nerds.
Fans noticed these things.
I was one, so I didn't notice. Make him feel old. Right, so read Sebastian's. Oh, Nick, she wasn't live yet.
Why are we talking about who is being offensive or sexist?
Oh.
Not me, I hope. Okay, I see it. Okay, I see. Fleetport. I do remember a lot of people did trash on Janeway for being a woman, and she did get, she got a lot of criticism for doing things that, Kirk would get away with and nobody would question. So there was certainly a bit of sexism applied to criticisms of Janeway in the day. And I really like Janeway. I always did.
But I feel like she
funnily enough,
squashed that within a year or two. I feel like she earned past that very
interestingly.
quickly.
I think if Janeway had done what Cisco did in what was the title of the episode with Eddington?
The Massacre one, or the Almost Massacre one.
Yeah, the one where they poisoned the atmosphere of a planet. If Janeway did something like that, she would have been strung up by fandom.
One of our heroes tried to genocide a planet, and everyone's fine with it.
Yeah,
it's really weird. No one ever mentioned
everybody
it.
kind of gave Cisco a kind of buyout on that one. Which, by the way, it's kind of cool that DS9, pushed the boundaries a wee bit in those ways. But that's one that really didn't sit well with me with Cisco. But
because the thing is, you could argue he thought someone was going to stop it, but he did press the button. For like 60 seconds for boom. It's like, well, anyway, read Sebastian's.
Oh.
For the uniform, that's it. Switchback, that's the one. And actually, and for the record, I love that episode.
It's very dark, obviously.
It makes you ask a lot of questions, and I always kind of sympathise with Eddington to an extent. And one criticism I had of that story is I never quite bought Eddington going off enjoying the Marquis. They made him this kind of like, oh well, who's going? I remember this conversation he had about not wanting to be a captain, but then who would protect the ambassador? That was in The Adversary. And I think I just don't buy that guy running off and joining the Marquis, unless you want to argue that, well, he felt that he was actually fulfilling his oath to protect Federation citizens. That I could buy, but that's not the direction they went with him. They went with making him this like, I don't know. I was never quite happy with the way they developed that plot line, and the motivations they gave the characters in it. But I did enjoy it. I'm not sure that makes sense.
Anyway, Marie, read the super chat from Sebastian.
Let's see if we can get Sam trusting the nipples of power drunk. Can't quite recall the context of that Trekyards quote.
So, it's thrusting nipples of power.
Oh dear.
So, it's the episode of Lower Decks and they go to a Gorn wedding.
Right. Oh.
Sorry, and Gorn are reptilians. And I'm entirely serious when I say it.
Oh, no.
And I say something about a wedding, they would do something, not sexual, just like a dance or something. And they use thrusting nipples of power because they're shirtless. And there's a slight pause. We both realise what I've said and we break down. Because I say it totally seriously. They're thrusting nipples of power. Well, shit. And now it should be on shirts, except it's my most famous quote is thrusting nipples of power. Yeah.
Oh,
Not bad count.
Why wasn't Captain
Giorgio's
ship in the museum?
Because it wasn't famous. She wasn't famous.
Oh,
it's not that famous. I mean,
put all of them in there.
You can't put most ships in a museum, right? Like by definition, she didn't reach that standard by any means.
I think Giorgio's ship should have been in the museum.
What did she do? She did nothing.
She got eaten by Klingons.
Exactly.
Ew.
I mean, look, put her in the galley deck.
Got eaten.
Yeah, she got eaten. It was Discovery. They were weird. Right, Andy, $5.
One question that has continued to bother me: when Agnes, the Borg Queen, in season 2 of Picard, and the changed Borg, how did they change the timeline?
Okay.
How did that change?
How did it?
It didn't.
I did. Let Marie answer. See what Marie
by
say.
magic.
Oh, what's all magic?
Science magic.
Science magic.
Yes.
Ooh, the big kind or the small kind?
Big kind.
With the red energy or the blue energy?
The red pill, the blue pill. Red one.
That's bold. What do you think, Nick? Do you agree that it was done by space magic with red energy?
No.
Well, I'm sorry.
It was cute. Snapping his fingers. Predestination paradox.
But also not, because they had to not do it to do it. It's silly. I mean, we've heard they didn't think it through. They've said this. We know they didn't think it through. They just sort of did it. But
this one's easy to hand wave away. You can argue that they were always there out of the way.
Yeah. But also, I mean, in theory, for Agnes to be able to do the events that led to her making new Borg, she had to let the Borg get to that same point. If she interfered with them, then the scene wouldn't have happened. She would have stopped existing, in theory, or the situation would have. So she had to not interfere to allow her to interfere at the point that she interfered. So it's actually okay.
I do have one small problem with that plot line. And before I go there, General Grievous, I agree with you about the ending of For the Uniform. Totally. A lot of that could have been avoided by Agnes. Well, I suppose she couldn't have said. She had to send them back to actually make it happen. But, she could have just said, "Hey, Jean-Luc, it's me. And by the way, you need to go and do this." I mean...
It would take some tension out of the season.
It would have. Well, it would have been a very quick season.
Well, I mean, the joke, of course, is if she had, because in the season, it's very odd, because it's a really great first episode, right? Really, really good. And this warrior comes on the ship and they're in a mask. You're like, oh, it's clearly a girl. You can tell by the figure, but who is it? And they attack the ship, maybe. They say there's tentacles that go into the ship and they reroute systems. They take over the fleet. Wow. And then Picard's like, fuck this. Blow up the ship in 5, 4, 3, 2. We die. And we see it happen. Come and change it. I was like, right. But the lady's plan was to get them to save something. So why did she let them kill everybody? Because that means that she had to not care about her plan. She would have not... If she just said, I'm me... No, don't tell you who it was, but don't blow up the ship. I'm not going to stare at you while you kill everybody. It's entirely logical.
Confusing.
But that is... It's a twist, right? It's a twisty scene. It's not meant to necessarily make sense.
It's broken.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just going to put it up to Q with fucking about myself.
That does happen sometimes.
And that covers all eventualities.
Which also helps if it's not a real timeline, because he just made it. Which is another possibility. It's easy for him. Dan. Why are there non-Starfleet ships at the museum? Because A, we nicked the bird of prey, so it's ours now.
Yeah.
And Kronos 1, which if you look at the paint, the Stuart said because they donated to us as a sign of peace. Because it was the ship that gained peace for us. So we got Kronos 1. I'm okay with that.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah, and of course, some people could be annoyed by the fact that on the second ring... I'm sorry, this isn't...
That's fine.
On the second ring, you do see a Romulan bird of prey from Picard, the antique one, and obviously you're meant to think that's the one from TOS, but it get blown up, so it can't be that one. So it's already a different story than we know, so I'm okay with it not being the one we see, because it's not the one we saw. It got blown up. So it's okay. Thanks, Vince. Yeah. So Nick, what do you think of season 3, episode 6, without spoiling anything for Marie?
Oh my god! Without spoiling anything.
No, you can spoil it.
I loved it. Loved it. So many favourite moments in it. Loved seeing Geordi again. Loved his interaction with Picard. Loved his interaction with his daughters. That scene with Jack and Seven going through the various ships, particularly Voyager, that was just golden. Beautifully acted, beautifully, just, yeah, it was really well done. And I really liked, I'm totally shipping Jack and Sydney because I thought they had chemistry and it was really cute. We need a spin-off. I'm totally sold on a spin-off from Picard season 3. I want to see these characters back again. I want to see all the new characters. And bring back some of the other old characters. Bring back Elnor and bring back...
yes, his sword will get them out of all these situations. His sword will help with the Changeling.
Yeah, I guess we can't bring Rios back, unfortunately. But
we can bring Spanish Rios or Irish Rios or Scottish Rios. Or...
Well, that's true, but... yeah. Although I did like the wee tip of the hat to Rios's... and was it Teresa Rios and Teresa's medical agency in Picard this season, the Mariposas. That was a nice little tip of the hat.
Yep.
But yeah, we definitely need a spin-off.
But isn't that interesting though that Discovery, you don't even know the bridge crew's names, all of them. 6 episodes, you want a spin-off with the bridge crew because you like them. It shows you bad writing and good writing. I mean, there's easy ways of seeing that, and that's, crazy.
I wouldn't necessarily agree that it's bad writing. I think it's a different style of writing.
But they haven't given the bridge crew much. It's not as if they're focused on it in any major way.
They haven't, but then the focus is mainly on other characters, and the bridge crew are just set dressing a lot of the time. They're trying to develop them more.
That's the thing. I like all of
the
them.
Bridge crew far more, definitely.
So it's a success in writing, and I mean, also they're all more interesting, and that's just makeup and like they're all aliens. That helps. They're all interesting choices.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the Twitter posts, 2 of them are just clearly loving their own Star Trek. It's infectious. Mm-hmm. Oh, they're bridge crew on the show. They love Trek. It's wonderful.
I really like. Actually Jack Crusher. I think. the actor playing him is really channeling a lot of Patrick Stewart into what he's doing. I mean, there's just that light edge. He feels like he's Picard's son, and it's really well done.
I mean, I know he's 35. He doesn't look 22. He really doesn't. No. And I know lots of old shows do use older actors. Doesn't make you right, just makes you equally wrong, right? But they said the big reason they said was that they did audition 22-year-olds, and they thought that some had potential, but as soon as they had this guy in the room with Patrick, there was a match. Because to act against Patrick Stewart, and also as a family member, is an insane level, and he brings it, and he does bring it. So they said, actor first, age, he looks, it's fine. But good choice if just don't make him 22 then, because I look younger than him, and I'm 6 years younger than him, and he's meant to be younger than me. Yeah.
Difficult. I mean, if they wanted him to be Picard and Crush's son, they're kind of locked into that age range. Unless they want some other mechanism.
Well, I mean, the other theory was that he was made, and this is a really good, it heavily retcons TNG, but it timeline works, is that in Naked Now in season 1, Picard and Beverly bump uglies.
And that's why she leaves the ship.
And that's why
because
he's exactly the right age. That would exactly be 35.
The problem with that is then that implies that Crush has abandoned her children more than once, which I find...
And lies to Picard for 15 years to his face.
Yeah,
it makes her way worse, but it's the exact age he would be by about a year. It's really close.
It is, but I wouldn't do that. I'll just suck up the fact that the actor's older.
Yeah, exactly. And it's actually kind of sweet, actually, when they say... so the two legacy characters had a baby. They're both in their basically 60s when they have a baby. It's
wow.
Yeah, it's fine. It's Star Trek.
Well, she would have been in her 50s.
Probably. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Oldish.
Yeah.
But there's this lovely moment where they say, basically went on holiday together after a big galactic incident that you've seen in the movies, and we just sort of had sex at a waterfall one time.
Okay.
Because we sort of went on and off, and then I tried to tell you I was pregnant, and then you got assassination attempt. Okay. Tried to tell you again, a bomb. Tried to tell you again, you got hostaged. After 3 times, I thought, I'm just not going to tell you.
Okay, what was it?
No, because 3 times in a week, or in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
You're always going to get attacked, and if everyone notices your kid, they'll get attacked. It's the most ambitious storytelling to say we're going to turn a legacy actor into a deadbeat mum in terms of not telling the dad, who's also a legacy character. She could be the villain so easily in that, and she's not. That's quality writing and acting to balance that with an introvert's life, and you like everybody, but there's so much. Would she really? But also, ooh, amazing stuff. But Kit says, just pay about 50 more, but no uniform change needed. But I'd love to see a spin-off series that revolves on Martok with JG Hertzler reprising his role. I mean, yes. Love JG. He is an absolute Klingon. My goodness.
Picard was supposed to be, if I remember rightly, 60 in TNG, so I would argue he looked the age he was supposed to be. Interestingly, talking of Rios, when season 2 was running, I thought Rios was going to end up taking over from...
Most people did.
Yeah, from... I've forgotten the character's name. Not Picard's Romulan girlfriend. Orla Brady's character.
Laris?
I thought he was going to end up... Yeah. No, the one in the past.
Oh, not Laris.
Yeah. Not Laris, yes.
Same
I thought he was going to end up taking over her role there.
That would make more sense.
Which would have actually been kind of cool. But, and then, Rios was, a supervisor. That would have been nice.
And Bill says, how old was McCoy?
But hey,
In Farpoint, he was 130-something. Really old. Galaxy's Thumb, your girlfriend has beautiful hair.
Thank you.
Very nice. But Nick, it's 9-something. Let's go for a final Super Chat Bonanza drinking round. Show how much drink you've got, babe. So I've got this much, you got this much.
I've finished mine.
So Nick will not be getting drunk.
I filled it up like 3 times.
Yeah. Throw in 5s. Like Oliver's doing. Have us drink all this right now. Let us be tipsy when we try and watch a baking show about cake and is it
cake?
Is it cake? He says that a lot.
Now I kind of want
different.
cake.
I want
Do we
cake.
have
We
cake?
didn't buy cake.
That was the one thing we didn't buy. We got pie.
No, we got cheesecake. That's cake.
Yeah.
It's cheesecake.
Is it cheesecake?
Good.
Yes.
I have macarons in the fridge.
Oh,
Ooh.
yummy.
You got them from,
Those are nice.
She got ones from France for me.
I did.
And then I saw.
Oh,
did
nice.
I see the day you came back from France? Was the next
No.
day? It's the next day, sure.
Nice.
Don't remember.
You were a shirt as
That was a
well.
long time
Nice.
ago.
Yeah, it was pre-pandemic, so it was a long time ago.
Pre-pandemic.
So yeah, guys, throw in some fives, throw in some final super chat because this is your. Or I'll be honest, guys, I'm sure Nick will be here for a few minutes. Not this time, Nick. I'm just saying. Do you have any last super chat questions for Marie? Because she came back after 5 months.
Yes.
She might not come back again. You might scare her off unless you ask the questions, which is probably the opposite of what is the $5 says. Booze and questions. Last thoughts. But we have a super chat here from Oliver.
That is a good call.
Ooh, Oliver first though.
Yeah.
Marie.
I was going with whatever the red eye thing has affected Jack has aged him terribly.
That's actually a good idea. Yeah. Okay. That's a fair point. Yeah. Yeah. Don't you love, Nick, that they're trying to. They're telling the less observant audiences, oh, it's fine. He's got rheumatic syndrome. It's fine. Just forget about the John Wick foo he did, because that's why he's really ill. And those of us that pay attention, like, but what about the mass murder he did against special trade agent people? I love that. If you played so well.
Now, and this is pure speculation, but and I suspect other people think this as well. I do wonder if somehow it's the Borg pulling all the strings here, or someone ex-Borg or something.
See, I've told the showrunner a little bit, so I
yeah.
Keep going.
Why are they after these things? The collecting the things they are. Just it's an interesting coincidence, and they want Jack.
I know it's not the biggest thing, but I'm wondering if they grabbed the other body for Nexus residual energy. That's why they have Kirk's body. Because if you're going TNG reunion, then that's a TNG movie. Makes sense. I mean, it's super special, mega, whatever, and no one else got in it and lived.
I kind of feel that Picard's biggest antagonist was the Borg. I mean, they were Picard's boogeyman. So it would make sense if the Borg came back for this and finally we put that to bed.
But we
and
had
they do
that in
mention
season 1 and 2, though.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
I know!
But if we're actually putting the Borg out... I mean, like I say, pure speculation, but someone is pulling the Changeling strings. They are not your main antagonist. Somebody else is.
Yep.
Who else would have such an interest in the things they've taken? I don't know. And
isn't that great? It's a fascinating mystery box that will pay off because it's been thought out.
That's good.
Now you might not like it, but it has been thought out. You can feel it. There's a yeah.
See, Vince, I was thinking Par-Wraith as well, but I don't know.
It's not satisfying enough.
I feel like that's Cisco's villains. Unless they're tying them in some way, I don't know.
But also now he's fighting gods, like ostensibly timeless gods. It's
we will find out in over the next 4 weeks.
Whew. But General Grievous says,
Jack lived under twin suns like Obi-Wan.
Oh, the famous joke: Ewan McGregor turned into the first guy that played Obi-Wan, who obviously lived in the era of smoking and drug use and bad healthcare. So he looks significantly older for his age, and Ewan is older than the guy was, but looks younger. And so to play the older guy who looks younger,
I did not know that.
Yeah, well,
wow.
Well, it's like Peter Capaldi, the Doctor.
Yeah.
He is old. When he played the Doctor, he was older than the first Doctor, who looked like an old man. Because of just smoking and drinking the healthcare. It's amazing how we all look different. I mean, Gates and Patrick couldn't act in their 70s, 80s if they had, if this was 20 years, 50 years earlier, they just wouldn't be healthy enough. It's amazing what you can do nowadays by just not eating, drinking shit. Ronald!
Will Cisco appear?
That's for Nick, I think.
I don't think so.
Oh.
But who knows? But I remain to be surprised. It would be good if he did.
Shifty face.
But I'm skeptical.
I mean, there's obviously a problem with, I know the actor isn't that mentally well, and he's also been long retired, so it's like, well,
We'll see.
physically it's like getting Odo back. You could, but also, should you, and would you want to?
Rene Auberjonois' son looks a lot like him.
Oh.
Yeah. I saw somebody talking about that recently, and I went and looked him up, and actually, yeah, he does look a lot like his father, and he's an actor. So, you know, that's
maybe
a possibility. Whether people would accept that or not, I don't know. But, you know, Casual Checker makes a very good point there. I'm going to let you read that one out, and you can answer that.
Well, we'll Fleet Paw, though. $20!
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely booze.
Dear.
Right, Marie? That's a full shot, so you got to down a good amount of
Oh, what, this?
that.
This?
Yeah, yours.
Okay. I'll
Chin,
just
chin.
drown the whole thing.
Oh, well, I mean, it's got more Superchats to read.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Right, what does
Ow.
he say, Fleet Paw?
Oh.
What's she play? Yeah, words.
Take a shot, folks. Samuel isn't drunk enough. No cheating either, lol. Get them brain cells swimming. How do you want to see the season end? Who dies? Is there going to be a Titan series? Answers, people. We need answers.
Nick, quick fire answers. Your answers are?
Well, I think we do need a Titan series. How do I want to see the season end? I want everybody to live happily ever after.
Oh, you old softy.
I want to see
I agree with that.
a Titan series after, and I'm split on whether I want to see Captain 7 or see 7 continue as Shore's XO. Because I really like Shore. I don't know. But I want to see everyone live happily ever after. I want a spin-off show with the LaForge daughters. I want Jack on it. I want Shore. I want 7. You know, it's a great show with a lot of potential there, and they've really set it up well. One thing, this is side thing, I think Deanna's a changeling.
Yeah, Stuart thinks that.
Yeah, I think she is. And I'll tell you why I think she is. Sorry, it's a complete tangent. They didn't know they were going to get Riker. So how do they suddenly conveniently have Deanna there?
Well, that's obvious.
But they didn't know they were going to catch Riker.
No, that's obvious.
What's obvious?
Again, we have
That she's a changeling.
We have very long conversations about this, Nick, on Trekyards. Very simply, it's set up in the first scene with her, with the villain. She says, "Get me all of his known
She does.
compadres."
Yes, she
and guess
does.
what? They're all on the
But-
goddamn Titan. There's one left. She's like, "Why is there only one left?" I guess he's gonna grab her. Done. Literally that easy.
So where's Kestra?
At school.
But if you're going to... Why would you not grab the mother and the daughter?
Because she's in the beta quadrant. She's 12 days away. Why would you spend 24 days? That's not... She's far away!
No, because Kestra was with Deanna when they left her. When Riker left. He said, they will appreciate some time away from me.
So maybe
the two of them
she
were
left
together.
as well on a school. Maybe Deanna said,
But
"Get
then
out."
why would you not? If you want leverage
Love it.
on somebody's father, you take the child.
Yes, definitely.
Yep.
I've
Ladies
seen
So
it
they've
though.
got, and they didn't know they were going to get Riker. It's too convenient.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Too convenient.
Nick Cook of Intrepid is encouraging child kidnapping for good storytelling.
Hey, it's a good idea, but it's too convenient. It's too neat, and I could be wrong, but I could see that being fake Deanna.
Stuart said the same thing. My issue is he would know within seconds it's not. They've got a psychic link. Changeling can't do that. You also need so many intimate informations, he could trick her out in seconds. So there's no way the Changeling can get more than a single bit of information. You could say a force field could
Maybe.
block the brain stuff. But like you said, we don't know she was coming, so they wouldn't have the fact file on her. Again, Changelings are difficult. They aren't there for long missions. They're there for short, quick takeovers.
But we've already established that Vadic knows a lot about these people, and if she's studied, it's like, right, tell me what you know about this. I don't know. I could be wrong.
The thing is, Nick,
It's
all he has to
speculating.
say is, "Babe," not you, babe. what position did we conceive Kestra in?
Oh my god.
She won't know that. And you know what I mean? There's stuff you know. So it's such a short scene. And they're playing it very smart to the chest here when it comes to writing. And also, I'd feel bad for Marina because
But maybe
her only other
that is
appearances-
going to be a catch out. Maybe that is how he catches out. And he realizes. And
Where's
then,
my
you know,
mole, babe? Left buttock? No, right buttock. Oh, yeah. No, but it's true though. Like they've had so many quick payoffs that felt satisfying. I'm absolutely fine with it being you're not my wife. Yes, I am. What about this? Oh, fine, I'm not. That's fine. You know, that's okay if it's a quick payoff. But it's just sad for Marina because she didn't get much to.
Yeah, and that kind of sucks. I like Marina.
But
hey,
she's a hard character to shoehorn in. She's a civilian-ish.
I failed
telepathy.
great pain.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah, she didn't try with her accent much, did she? In her colorways, she really.
Well, she did kind of give that up later on, didn't she? And to be honest, Deanna got much better once she put a uniform on and started forgetting about the accent.
Well, but I mean,
I love Marina Sirtis. She is just hilarious.
Yeah, and she was phenomenal in season 1.
I have a mildly amusing story about her at a convention in Glasgow years ago. Must have been early 90s, when I was a much less
Married?
discreet. No, I was with
yes.
Lucy at the time. I think Lucy was there actually, because we were dating at the time. So maybe it was kind of mid 90s. But I was much less competent at editing my mouth, and she was on stage and she was talking about her boobs.
They are large.
Yes.
Yeah, and she said something about, and they're not bad for an old chick, and I kind of went, prove it. Yeah. So
In your tremendous Scottish accent.
I got mercilessly heckled by it. It was really quite funny, actually.
Why would you say that?
Because I was an idiot, but it was very funny.
Great.
Oh dear.
And that was your first date with
what?
Lucy.
To my mid-20s... no, we've been dating for a while, about a year at that point, I think.
Okay.
But, for a guy in his mid-20s, it just seemed funny at the time. And now in hindsight, I'm like, oh, God.
The thing is, that's her sort of joke. Having known her a bit.
Exactly.
That's exactly
She loves
her
that kind of humor. And
Yeah.
I got a signed photograph of her, and she actually references on it, so,
She
That's
only
great.
she only signed the
one of a
breasts.
kind.
That was the only bit she signed.
No, nothing like that. She took it in very good humour. She was a good laugh, actually. I've always liked Marina Sirtis. Plus, we're both Londoners, so, I might not sound like a Londoner, but I am a Londoner.
She's very Londoner. But just
She's
answer
very...
Fleetball's question.
We have a very similar sense of humour.
How do I want the season to end in a positive note that springs to the yay we did it vibe? Who dies? No one. Seriously, no one.
I'm with you there.
Titan
No
series.
one.
This is a Titan series. I don't need a Titan series, but I'm happy to have a 7 of 9 on a new ship series. But we've seen the Titan, and they've scrapped the sets, so to rebuild them is a very expensive set. You'd rather just design something new that's similar. So we've seen the Titan series. It's fine. And I mean, because the thing is, you could have Shawback who would appear in a Titan warping in. Great. Perfect. But not that we've done the Titan, which is fine. Anyway, Casual Trekker, $5.
Why does Cisco going to the future equal a different timeline? No one has gone back to make a possible future. Disco just skips all the canon.
Because, I'll simplify it, if they go into the future, and that's the one future, then every other time travel event in all of history has not changed the timeline. But Endgame does change the timeline. Therefore, it's changed. Every different event changes every other different event. It's a snowball of event changes. So it has to be different. Just by the nature of how that works. Otherwise, Discovery went into the both Picard Endgame, or the Endgame time, and also the non-Endgame timeline. Right. No.
Confused.
Yeah.
Well, when the timeline changes around the people who are in it. It readjusts. So they could still be in the prime timeline. And every time there's a change, something just changes. I'm sure things changed when Picard and Co. went back to fuck about with Cochrane, and they returned to their normal timeline. It didn't seem particularly changed, but small things may have changed. But I'm quite happy if Discovery's off in its own little bubble somewhere. I have no issue with that whatsoever.
Yeah,
It doesn't take away from the show in any way, shape, or form.
It's just a tricky one, because if that is the only future, then every single time travel event in every show
Oh,
going forward is entirely irrelevant, because the future is
It's
set.
not the only future, because there's obviously multiple timelines.
But
so...
not if this is what you're saying, because once you make one alternate, then you're saying that for 3,000 years, there's one timeline, and now you can have alternates. Well, no, things get changed all the time, which is why there's no real prime timeline. It's kind of confusing. But
there is a prime timeline, just it changes.
Sure.
Things could become altered in it, but it's still the prime timeline.
But that's so far forward, everything will get shifted. I mean, if you kill one person randomly and that descendant does not become the Admiral in Discovery, what's a different timeline? You can't...
It is, but it'd still be the same timeline, just it would be
without
altered.
Admiral Vance, though. And now the stories are all different.
It would be altered.
But
obviously that's well, this is why I don't like them going into the future, because it and I think we're coming at slightly from the same way here. It kind of says, well, this is the future. It doesn't matter what happens in the past at all. I mean, ultimately, it's all stories. So it doesn't really matter anyway, I guess. But I don't like the distant future thing all that much, to be honest. It's not my cup of tea, and I'm not somebody who hates Discovery, but that's, I think they kind of lost what made the show special when they went into the future. I don't know.
Wow, most people would be the opposite of that. They think it gained its real footing.
I'm not that keen. I would rather they'd, I don't know, stayed where they were myself.
Interesting.
Or not gone so far into the future.
I mean, they could have gone into Picard era. Let's be brutally honest.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, the show should have been in the Picard era to begin with, but hey.
Well, it didn't exist yet, in fairness. So,
no, but that's where it should have been set.
Yes. Oh, Brandon. He says, member for 6 months. Sorry for being away for a bit. Had some family medical issues, to attend to. Hope you are well and love the last episode. Words. Loved the last episode, Canon ships. Yes, we all did. Amazing. And General Grievous, $2. The ship in Hangar 12 is the First Contact Falcon. Because the Millennium Falcon was in First Contact canon.
What?
Star Wars Millennium Falcon is in the Star Trek movie.
Ooh.
Is it? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good question.
They just snuck it in, no one noticed.
General.
It's great. That'd be a twist, wouldn't it? Lucasfilm agreed, and the end reveals it's that'd be a bold
That would be quite funny.
Mark Lawrence.
What if the ship in Hangar 12 is the D saucer with a secondary hull of the Challenger that Geordie
I am
captured?
sure it's the D saucer in Hangar 12. They've pretty much lined that up, and I don't know if it's the Challenger's secondary hull, but I am laying money that by the end of the season we will see the Enterprise D flying into action, one way or another.
So if you want to make Nick broke, then bet him on this several £1,000s.
I don't have several £1,000s.
Exactly.
I will bet Sam's.
No, you won't.
Costumes.
I muted his mic. Don't listen to what he said. But Emma says Ewan McGregor is 51. So Alec Guinness was 62 when he made A New Hope. Yes, I was wrong. But he looked. The age differential still looked shockingly older in 10 years, etc. I know. Yes, Dave. There's no time. There's no time. We have time to talk about time. Yes.
Jeez.
Fleet Paw. Oh, he made the same joke. Ha. Funny.
Just thought to read.
Yes, please.
Timeline. There is no timeline to argue about time. We don't have the time.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. What was I saying? You're drunk. I am not. Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
It's a primitive culture.
And double dumbass on you, good sir. And Wayne.
Love the ships at the museum and all the Easter eggs inside the station. Looking forward to next week.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Fine.
Because, I mean, from a production standpoint, Nick, I see a season being extremely cheap because it was so far. They've used almost no new sets. They stayed on Metalis Prime way too long. And then they suddenly throw us 7 or 8 new fresh build starships.
Gee.
That's a lot of assets to build for one episode. It's as if they're going to appear later to justify the budget spend. I wonder.
Yep, I agree.
Like, I mean, it's not like it makes sense. There's no, but when you understand production, like I didn't even realize this, but they did it behind the scenes. That Geordie's office in the museum is just the Titan briefing room, just turned to the side. Like, I mean, why wouldn't it be? But you can't tell.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's a really good redress. they're that low on money because I think they know they're going to do an end of season spectacular thing. And so they're trying to save every cent.
That'd be good.
But you know what? People talking on ships that we've liked for 40 years, that's good stuff. You don't need random explosions or new corridors for 10 seconds. You don't need it. It's actually better. Like someone said the other day, Nick, and I'm sure you'll agree with me here, that they said, well, I quite like bottle shows on spaceships. And I thought, you do know that almost all Trek is ship sets with people walking on them, and like that's all. Most time we don't go to LA for a year and film. Like it's always been ships with people coming aboard. People have already forgotten that. That's what all Trek has been. That's how good stories are made. Limitations and you know what I mean. They're not bottle shows. Just that's the show format. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. And limitation is kind of like, you know, it is life for creativity. Limitations really do push you in, you know, creative directions.
Yeah, very important. Right, guys, final 4 minutes. So, and thanks to Nick for joining us for the last hour and 20 minutes. My goodness, final 4 minutes per put in your final thoughts, comments, questions, super chats if you'd like. Our next rounding goal is only $18 away.
Oh,
How much is it? Amazing.
that's good.
But Kit, he paid another 20.
Oh, bless him.
Enterprise D was my TV home away from home. I could die beyond happy if she had someone made a comeback in Picard. For we know the saucer lives. We know that. It was on a glass plate in season 2 that you could barely read. But if you read it, you know it. Exactly.
It's there.
And they're very proud to show it off after the fact, as if it's important. No. But it exists.
Oh, we're totally seeing the Enterprise D flying this season. No question about it. And we should.
But member berries, Nick. Member berries. That's fan service.
I don't give a fuck.
There we go.
I'm a fan.
Exactly.
I want some service. Service me. That sounds wrong. But hey, you know what I mean?
Look, give Nick the D service.
Oh, goodness.
That is worse. Even I didn't go that far.
I remember the first time we ever did
You
it.
see me on set, you know how low I go.
I do. You're very low. Straight to D talk. It's amazing. I literally remember the first time we did a video and I said something about the D, and we broke down because, you can't not say it that way. But it's so ridiculous. So you just got to own it. You know, we want to talk about the D. We love the D. It's big. It's bulbous. Parts of it glow red when it gets excited and wants to go to warp.
See, this is what it's like on set shooting stuff with Sam and Nim and everybody. Yeah, because and Marcus, because we are like just.
We all live on a big D. A big D.
Oh my
Or
God.
as Sam said to me the other day, and he was shooting with Nim and Emma, and I said, "Oh, how did it go?" I said, "Yeah, well, it's much smoother without you distracting us with like, you know, inappropriate jokes." It's like, gee, bang.
Oh.
It was literally it was 3:50 and the first sex joke came out, and everyone stopped. And they said, "Is that the first one?" It was the first one. You know why? They're not. The boys aren't here. It was really astounding, actually. God, no, Bill. It didn't
Hey,
blow up and
I would like
crash.
to point out that Nim goes along with this very well.
She does.
Yeah, Bill. It didn't. The saucer crashed, but it was clearly okay-ish, like the physical structure. And it's so famous, I can imagine they repaired it, etc. The second hull was gone, obviously.
Hey, find us a Galaxy class secondary hull.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it would
Either
be
that or go out with a big magnet and, you know.
it would be a great tour destination.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's the point. It's a museum, and even though it's not really the D because the secondary hull's wrong,
But it still is.
but it's still half the D, and I will take half the D if I need to. I was saying that I'm glad I set that with a straight face. I set that up so well.
Reading the comments is funny too.
I can be funny sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, Nick. This has been an event. Thanks for joining our Drunkyards live with Marie. Special amazing guest, Marie.
My pleasure. Nice to see Marie again.
Yes.
Because you were both here for the Convergent shoot,
Yes.
and then
Something else that I can't
The
remember. One
other.
of them. Exactly.
Yeah, but you weren't here with Nick though. A second. I mean, you would remember
The
more.
last
Nick.
shoot I was at was in December, and Marie was here because we were all at Spoons
Yes.
waiting. I've got photos actually. We were all at Spoons waiting for Nim.
Yes.
I told you.
Yeah.
I
To
know.
arrive.
Yes. Wow.
I don't know how do I get you there? Just do you want to come and help? I guess. Because or did Beth come the day after? That might have been.
I don't remember.
No,
I
it
was
can't
just
have
here.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Thank you all so much. Yeah, Brian. Yeah. Thank you for the very last super chat. Oh, Vincent, nice to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not gonna read turds.
I didn't
Fleetpaw, you're blended, all right, Mayo.
Service me as a dedication plaque on my ship. Maybe.
Double fan super chat, which got us over our goal. Brandon, a scholar and a gentleman. Please read that out.
Thanks for coming, Brian Kesterson. It was nice to see you here.
Just read Brandon's as I finish my drink.
Okay. This is more for me than you. Pick who's doing the shot.
All of us.
All of us. Well, I've only got the same shot.
Mine's finished.
Oh.
Yeah. There were drips.
Yeah.
Notice my 10 forward glass.
Lovely.
Very nice.
Lovely. So until next time, there is no Captain Foley, but there's a Commander Coggins. There is a...
Somebody.
Oh, Lieutenant.
Oh, okay.
Lieutenant.
Can't see.
President.
No. Lieutenant.
President.
Me. Marie.
Marie. And what rank are you, Nick? What have you got?
Capitan.
Capitan.
Of course.
Hunter. Yeah, I guess technically you guys just had a cameo or a guest appearance from Captain Hunter. Wow, live action. I mean. So until then, thanks everybody. We'll see you soon for more Trekyards.
Good night, all.
Bye, guys.